was just kind of minding my own business, just traveling as I always do, and I got a letter requesting my aid back in my home territory in a little village called Bree. It interested me to go to find out what it was all about, so I ended up hiking, and I took my time, but I finally made it to Bree, and the actual person that sent the letter was a Paul, what was his last name? Malasar, or I can't remember his last name.
His last name was Parison. Paul
Parison.
Pearson Parison.
Okay, and he lived in a manor out at the edge of town, and I went to his manor, introduced myself, and said I was answering his letter, and we talked a little bit, and I noticed all the paintings that was around his house, and asked him about those, and he is an avid, very, very talented painter. But to get right down to what happened was he told me that he had a vision of an angel in his dreams or whatever it was, and the angel told him that he needed to repair the cathedral that was kind of up on the side of the mountain, not too far from his house. You could actually see it from his house. To get it back in working shape and to make it beautiful again, and he felt like that this may be the mission of his lifetime, and he really wanted to complete it. And of course, he was asking for my aid. Well, he was very sickly, for one thing, and he was in a wheelchair, and I didn't know, if he was wanting to go up with me, or if I was to take him up. But in my travels, I'd discovered some different formulas for herbs and poultices and other things like that I thought may be able to help him. So I was decided that I was going to go and maybe try to find if there was any of the ingredients for that, and all of a sudden I seen a group of paladins coming up the path, and I think this is the way it went anyway, and I thought, well, this can't be nothing but trouble. And but they come up to me, and the leader, I believe his name was Dorlac, said that he was sent there at the behest of the goddess Saloon, and I'm like, well, what do I have to do? I'm thinking to myself, what do I have to do with the goddess Saloon? But it seems that he has been sent on some type of mission to right some wrongs, to do something about, I think he said, a histriophage or something. I really wasn't clear about what really it was that he was going to do, but it really sounded like it might be a fascinating thing. So I invited him, and he invited me, and I said, well, I have this Paul that I have to help out. Would you be willing to help? So anyway, his group joined mine. We found some herbs, and I made some medicines, and to make a long story short, we got him. We healed him enough where he could walk, and I made some medicine to help him with his eyesight, and I also had some medicine to help him, I believe, to help his memory and to make his mind clear, and we proceeded up to the cathedral. The whole area was covered in slime and some kind of nasty stuff, and so we went in there and was doing some investigation, and meanwhile he had went up to the altar at the front of the cathedral and set up his painting things and started just not even paying any attention to us, but just started painting. And we went down in the basement and we found a caged-in area. There was a golden phylactery-looking thing inside the cage, and which really couldn't get to it. But when we went back upstairs, all of a sudden we were attacked by some type of moth that was made out of the stained glass of the in the cathedral there. They were pretty nasty. Anyway, we had to end up having a battle, and then when we thought we was just about done, and then another nasty-looking conglomerate creature of I can't even describe what it was appeared, and we ended up having to fight it too. But right now we've defeated these enemies, and we're just kind of talking, deciding what our next step's going to be in the cathedral.
All right, very good. You may take some inspiration for that. So you guys came to this cathedral to help out this painter Pole. He believes that this is his final masterpiece, and he needs you to watch and keep guard and keep vigil for 24 hours while he finishes his painting. He is working at painting a fresco on a northern wall on the little arch in this cathedral, and there's some sort of magic illusion that prevents you from seeing exactly what he's painting while he's painting it. So you guys can't really tell what he's working on, but he's working feverishly now. You guys had just defeated these mechanical moths that came down from the stained glass, and you guys are just gathering yourselves from the battle. And he continues to paint, and you guys may take a short rest. I think you already have, but if you need to take a short
Thank you. You might have gave us a long rest. It's like everything figured out for me. I don't anyone else.
Well, somebody's still got. I've still got 3 wounds.
All taking a long rest because I still have expended some spell slots and
Yeah, me too.
dice. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys weren't able to take any long rests.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
so
I
right
still have
now it's
extended
sort of
spell slots and stuff, so.
we're sort of in the middle of the day now. The sun is just passing high noon as he's sitting there painting, and you guys notice that in the very south end, the foyer, the place where you entered, you realize that there's something moving back there.
Something moving in the entrance there.
Yeah, in the foyer. The foyer, when you guys first entered, it was just it was a room. It was like a vestibule, and there was thick, disgusting ooze all over the place. The walls were painted this really disgusting green color.
I'm not gonna let Dolrek go. All by himself near it.
So Dolrak, as you progress down to kind of take a quick look at what's going on in the foyer, you notice that the walls of the foyer seem to be kind of undulating back and forth.
Who's got the best investigation that can come over here and investigate the row or something?
I have 0.
what let's.
I'm at a negative.
I don't have an investigation modifier.
So
What part?
One.
you look
undulating
so
the wall, or?
you look around, and there's some dead leaves blowing in from the windows. It looks like the wind is picked up, but clearly something's not right about the very walls of the foyer are just moving.
Like right in front of where them 2 guys are.
Maybe we should just go in and look.
The walls, I mean, inside the foyer.
Yeah,
is where the,
so the entire foyer is painted green, and there's a thick
It's like
slime.
paranormal.
Yeah, so there's thick slime covering the entire area. Now you didn't notice this when you first came here, but now you notice that the walls are starting to undulate.
There's some sort of slime that's paranormal.
It clearly doesn't look normal.
Do we feel like any movement, like
Does it look
tremors or
poison?
anything like that?
You don't feel any movement. You can see it.
I'm gonna get Kugu to fly into there to see if he can see anything.
What if I use divine sense and see if there's something magical?
The divine sense will tell you if there's anything undead, celestial. Correct?
Or cursed or enchanted, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because remember, I could find the Suline's weapon. when
The
we were
presence of strong
underwater.
evil registers in your senses, noxious odor, and powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. Awareness to detect such forces until the end of your turn.
But specifically, it will locate things like undead.
Celestial, fiend, undead.
Okay. Yeah, your senses don't tell you about these kinds of planar forces that are here. When your owl flies into this room, you notice that this undulation gets more violent.
Any particular direction?
It is the entire wall of the room.
Which direction?
There's the entire wall of the room. Every
Every wall.
yeah,
every
the
circle?
wall, the green paint on the wall is starting to undulate.
So it's that same magical paint that was downstairs in that red blob, but only green.
Well, you're just gonna look outside and see anything. Any chance? Out the windows?
You may roll a perception as you're looking out the windows.
Perception.
You see a bunch of dead trees. You see a bunch of leaves blowing and circling around in the wind.
Is it any different than what it looked like before we came in, or?
No, this is what you've seen even when you came in. Although the wind has gotten a bit stronger. You certainly don't see any creatures.
Okay. Things still look normal outside, guys. Just a little windy.
Anybody got a bolt or something they can shoot into the wall and see if that does anything?
I can throw a dart in there.
Well,
I'm missing some weapons.
Take a dart.
All right, what would you
Ammo
like to
and-
do with this undulating green paint coming out of the wall?
Take one of my darts and kind of just throw it at the wall. Away.
So you throw your dart and it sticks into the wall, and then a big blob comes out of the wall and just completely consumes your dart and eats it away.
Ooh.
And you can see that then at this point, since you irritated whatever's on this wall, you see that the wall starts moving and undulating violently. The green on the wall starts sliding down to the floor, is slowly in an ooze-like fashion, and you actually see that the wall itself is stone. This green paint itself is sliding down the wall, and it begins sliding into the room.
I'm gonna close the door real quick so it can't come out at us.
You slam the door shut, and even as you slam the door shut, unfortunately, the door doesn't completely seal, because the door itself, the hinges and the old splintered wood, has too many cracks in it, and you can see there is green stuff oozing out of the door.
You let Dorlek back up
That's
as far as you can, and then.
All right. So you guys are not surprised, but you're rolling initiative as the green slime slides out.
I just like that sound effect that was just on Siren's game.
Yeah.
Kind of funny.
I was gonna say, as we're backing up, I'm going to grab one of the beads on my necklace.
I have to roll initiative. What happened to... I used to be able to roll individual initiative. What happened to it?
Maybe there's a setting that lets you do that in there.
I used to
And
be...
the options.
It must have been
Maybe
some
change when you
extension
update.
that doesn't work anymore. Got
It's
it.
in the options.
Oh, so I'm first.
You are first.
So I see this thing.
So the problem with this thing is that it is a big pile of slime on the floor. You're not even sure if you can of what to target.
Is it like immune to bludgeoning and all that good stuff?
We don't know that until we
don't know yet.
fight it.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that.
What we can do with it, I'm going
At
to...
this point, you can fire at it, you can attack it, but the thing is you don't know what you're hitting because it's a big pile of slime. It's taking up a huge puddle on the floor.
You know what I'm going to do? I am going to cast Sacred Flame on it.
It'll blow up.
So I roll the save, and
It fails the save for the Sacred Flame.
and I'll end my turn.
Alright, it's Neris, it's your turn.
Yeah, just to let you know, they've added a whole bunch of things into the options menu. So,
What options?
up at the top, the little gear.
Oh, are you sure they're not the extensions that I've added?
Well, do they put the extensions you add put stuff in the options menu?
Yes. Like
could be then.
ROP TUI and all that stuff. So a lot of those are just options that come
Well,
with it.
I always turn off the center of the map, and it was turned back on. So I'm saying the last update we had must have reset some of that stuff.
That's
so
probably
it. Might be in there for you, yeah. So.
My hand axis was unequipped.
Okay, so I am going to cast Toll of the Dead on this slime creature.
He fails to save.
Has he been damaged?
He has.
Okay,
Yeah, you think so because you kind of when you cast your spells at this thing, it does seem to dissolve a piece of it, so you believe you've damaged it. But unfortunately, this thing is amorphous, but you don't know how much,
Well,
and you don't know how much of this thing there is.
Toll of the Dead, it gets a higher damage that's already been hit, so that's why I asked that.
Yeah, that applies. Yes.
So far so good, guys. Let's keep at it. I'm gonna move back some. And Kugo's just kind of gonna hang out right in here, and so he can maybe fly up if someone gets close to the thing, or if it gets close to somebody to give it aid.
It's the slime's turn, and the slime.
Sorry.
Yeah, the slime is a big pool of green goo on the floor, and you see it just continues to pour into the room. So it starts taking up more and more space. Starts filling the room with space. Doesn't do anything else on this turn. All right, Kugu, you already went, and Clayton, it's your turn. Clayton, so everything around you on the whole ground is full of this green goo. Where I put the area of the marker. You can step into green goo. Obviously, it's difficult terrain. You think that the center of mass of this green blob is where the token is,
Okay.
which should be over here.
A little worried about what the big old creature coming in. might burn away the goo. Keep us safe. I'm not gonna get my foot in that. I'm just gonna get out of the way. And I'll catch fireball on it.
Don't want to burn the cathedral down now.
It's mostly stone.
The goo, the center of mass, you throw the bead, but you misestimate where the center of mass of the goo is, so you only do half damage. You do burn off a big portion of the goo, but it just continues to keep pouring in.
Way to go.
Put the damage on here.
That's still a lot of taking fish.
But then, like, it looks like fire, maybe. So not knowing what to do with this goo, I'm gonna back up a little bit. And that will end my turn.
Hey, John, to let you know, under options, the combat auto NPC initiative is turned on, so it probably did change that for you.
Maybe. Neris, I need a perception check.
Okay. You want it in the tower, or...
It doesn't have to be.
Well, I already put it in there anyway.
Alright, luckily you're not surprised. You backed up, but you backed up into a pile of leaves, and the pile of leaves is moving.
Where them leaves come from?
And the leaves try to consume you.
Ah!
The leaves take on an ooze-like shape.
That's a funny picture.
However, you're able to dodge out of the way as you saw these leaves coming.
Nice. Yell at the other guys. Guys, there's some man-eating leaves in here too. Be careful.
I need you to roll another perception check.
Who, me?
Yes.
Is there more stinking leaves? Okay. Well, I did good by putting in the tower. I'll put it in the tower again.
Once again, you're able to dodge the second set of leaves that comes right next to you. It also is going to try to attack you with a pseudopod. Misses again. Dorlac, you're up.
I think I'm gonna use Moonbeam.
That's not a bad idea.
He succeeds on his initial save.
Nice.
Just keep in mind where the location of the moonbeam is.
Shrink it all when they try to burn. Burn it.
I think I'm good.
It doesn't shrink, unfortunately. Typha, it's your turn.
Okay. I see this monstrous slime.
There's two more monstrous slimes that are covered in
there's
leaves.
two more of them, but the big one that's blocking our entrance, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna cast banishment on it.
Okay.
Alright, so I rolled a charisma saving throw.
He fails the charisma save and it is banished. Very nice. Very nice. The entire pool of slime just gets whipped up in a portal and disappears. You're holding concentration on banishment?
Yes. It's a 4th level slot, and I'm holding concentration on banishment. Actually, is there a effect part that I have to do for that?
There is. If you can't find it, I can put a concentration effect on you.
Hovering over the effect parts and... Wait a minute. Okay, that's the condition. Oh, banishment. Okay, here it is.
Yeah.
I can drag it onto my token. There we go.
Alright. You luckily have been able to get rid of one of your enemies. Unfortunately, you don't know you don't know if this creature belongs to the material plane or not. And it may be coming back in a minute.
Yeah, we'll see. So I'm gonna go over here next to Dolrak, and then I'll see these two, and then my turn.
Alright, Neris.
Okay. Stuck between these two, which is not a good place for me to be. So I think I will disengage and run back here. Kind of stand here to kind of help protect Paul. That's my action. I'm pretty sure. Bonus action? Can I take a bonus action too?
Yeah, because disengage is a standard action.
Okay, if I will use a sorcerer point and quicken where's that spell? Chaos Bolt.
Alright.
I mean, make sure I mark my sorcerer point off. And as bonus action, I'm going to cast the Chaos Bolt to the ooze number 2. That's a hit. Let's see what kind of damage do I do. Oh, I gotta roll. See, I'm forgetting how to do this already. I rolled 2d8, right? To see what what type of damage. I'm gonna get to pick between 1 and 7, which is acid or acid, because I don't think psychic damage will hurt him too much. So I'm going to do some acid on him.
He resists the acid.
I'm afraid he might, but
He likes the acid. You're lucky he didn't absorb the acid.
well, I don't think psychic damage would have done too much to him either, so I was just out of luck on that roll, I guess. So I say, get that guy, don't use acid. Pass my turn. There we go.
Alright, anything for Kuzu?
Not this. I'm going to move him a little bit. Although, I'm not sure if they could reach up near hit him or not. So, although I had to repack him, okay.
Quaden's gonna come over here. Kinda, I guess might as well get through it. In between them a little bit, and he's going to attack who's number 1. And try to perform a stomach strike on it. That's when he attacks. Okay. Stomach strike. Damn, but it's done.
My moonbeam's moving.
Oh, I'm moving it. It seems to be stuck to another token. I don't know why. We'll figure it out later.
Yeah, because I'm on the spec.
Got the wrong thing. I'm spray. Creature. And is that hit? Yes, I know it is. Damage.
Resist is
This is bludgeoning.
He seems to resist.
What you shoot him with?
Well, it's stunned right now. But I'm punching.
Resisted unarmed strike.
Yeah, it resisted unarmed strike. I'm punching it to.
Oh.
Trying to punch it to.
It's
And
quick.
my full bonus action, throw flurry of blows into that to get two additional attacks. Good. Another attack. Damage. Attack. And damage. And then I get the move back a little bit right here. So we can probably move me onto the other side of it. And that will actually should be able to move right up to here. And that will end my turn. Try to get in between Neris and these creatures.
I'm looking at the damage you did. It doesn't seem like it took the damage off on the combat tracker. I know it resisted it, but it's not immune to it. Hold on. Let me see what's going on. Oh, I'm sorry, it is immune. Kobold press monsters. Not only did it resist your punching, it just completely just is unaffected as you punch it.
How about acid? Did it apply damage with acid?
Acid did nothing to it. It
Okay.
loves the acid. So. You guys have used types of damage that this thing is completely immune to. Leaves route number 1, however, it's not immune to stun, and it is completely stunned.
Would I have noticed that on my first couple punches that it was giving me?
I'll say you are because it should have told you it's immune instead of resistant.
Okay. Alright.
It just said resisted, so you think you're doing half damage, but no, you did 0 damage.
Well, I'm saying if I noticed that my punching was doing damage, I probably wouldn't have used hilarious blows on my guard.
Yeah, I'm okay. You can take the furry blows away because you should. It should have said immune instead of resisting.
And after doing that, noticing that, I would just drop my dancing sword next to me to hopefully use that for damage round.
All right. Ooze rot number 1. The leaves rot ooze is stunned, can't do anything. Leaves rot ooze number 2 starts slithering over. It gets into the area where it can get the most of you, like right here. And you see that it begins to undulate a little bit, and a whole bunch of leaves fly in the air along with poisonous spores. So it's gonna try to get Dolrak, Tafia, and Kugu. Okay. We have 2 successes and 1 failure. So the successes take half damage.
Disappears then anyway, because they only got 1 hit point.
Kugu disappears in a puff of smoke. Dolrak. See, they don't let your familiar die in 5th edition. In the old versions, it was really bad situation. You lose a permanent point of constitution.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that's not true now.
That was one of the rules that made no sense to me. Like, who the hell would be willing to summon the familiar if you You permanently lose
Really?
Constitution.
Right.
Now, by moving the moonbeam, that's not a.
I deleted your moonbeam by mistake.
Yeah, but I'm saying if I move it,
I
don't
believe
have
it's
to
a
raise
bonus
my-
action to move it.
I think so too.
Yeah.
it doesn't say.
Oh, it's an action.
But I
So-
don't have to use
so-
a spell slot.
You don't need a spell slot, but you need to use your action to do it. Also, because you cast Moonbeam, you should have a concentration marker on, which you didn't. Oh, you
Yeah,
did.
I did. It's still there.
Did it get rolled? Yes, it did. Both your concentrations got rolled. Good. You can maintain your concentration. So, if you want to move the Moonbeam, you have to use an action to do it.
Okay, I did.
Okay, so you move the Moonbeam on top of the creature. Now, it's the beginning of the creature's next turn that he has to roll another save.
Yes.
Yes.
I think, or if he moves into it.
If
But-
he walks into it, or
If he's in it when his turn starts, he has to roll a
So
save.
he's going to be rolling the save in the beginning of his next turn. That was your action. Anything else?
no.
All right. Typhia, it's your turn.
My turn.
You managed to maintain your concentration on banishment.
Alright, I'm gonna back up on this pew here, and then I'm gonna target. I'm gonna target this guy, and I'm gonna hit him with a sacred flame. There it is.
He fails the save on Sacred Flame. Radiant damage does indeed hurt this creature.
Alright, and then I will end my turn.
Neris, you're up.
Okay, I'll try, Troll of the Dead. I'll try Troll of the Dead against.
Yeah. No, these are Kobold Press monsters. 5th edition monsters aren't daring enough to maybe give them immunity and stuff. He fails Toll of the Dead. However, which is the one you're attacking?
Number 2.
Okay, then you get to roll the full damage on number 2.
Right.
He does take necrotic damage.
Okay. So if I can I can quicken my spiritual weapon.
Yes,
and
you can.
cast it as a bonus. Okay, that's what I'm going to do then.
A spiritual weapon is a bonus action. Easy.
To cast it?
Yeah.
Not to first cast it?
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm just.
It is a bonus action, so I guess I don't have to use the quicken. So I'll cast as a bonus action my spiritual weapon. I just have to roll the cast.
You don't even have to roll anything. Just put the token down.
Just pick it up and carry it over. Or?
Yeah.
And it has to be within 30 feet of me. Right there, man. Okay. Can I attack this time? I can attack, can't I?
Yeah, you can attack this.
I thought it did. As long as it was next to it.
Yeah, you do get an attack on your first cast.
Okay. Well, force damage.
Force damage does hurt it.
Okay, and that wasn't a bad turn, except for losing my owl, so I'll pass my turn.
Okay, the slime is still banished. It's Clayton's turn.
Clayton's gonna back up right next to Aaron's and grab one of his beads and give it a chuck. Because he knows that's punching. Really? That thing? Never mind, it won't be that.
You need to go buy some smaller beads.
Oh my gosh. Never mind.
I'm the pulpits now.
I'm just gonna hang out by Neris and protect him in case anything happens, and I guess, just bonus action attack with my sword to see if that does anything to it.
This sword does hit it.
And then, let's see what damage it is, though.
Slashing damage does hurt it.
Alright. And that will end my turn.
Ooze number 1 is going to come after you guys. It's amorphous and it just squeezes through any little area. Gets over here.
Or what?
It squeezes
Well, I just woke
through.
up for my gun.
And your weapons, your weapons can't do opportunity attacks anymore. This one has not released its spores yet, so it's going to take the opportunity to try to release its spores. It can't. Luckily, it can't reach Paul.
Well, that is good at least.
That would be bad.
Stunning strike is still on. Sorry about that. Let me turn it off.
Oh, that's why. That's why I can't. Wait a second. Something's going on here.
Try it again. Now that stunning strike is on. Yeah.
There we go. You both succeed, and you take half damage of the poison.
What is the dexterity saving throw?
It was 13. It's a constitution, not dexterity.
Okay.
That wasn't bad.
Not too bad. You take a little bit of poison damage. Oozrot number 2 rolls a recharge. Does not recharge, so he's going to attack Dolrak with a pseudopod.
I was gonna say, isn't he still in the area affected the moonbeam?
Yes, he is. I forgot about that, but I'll finish up. He misses with their pseudopod. Now, go ahead and do your moonbeam damage.
Does he still have to throw the save?
The what?
His saving throw for that?
Constitution saving
The
throw.
damage?
You have to target him and roll a save. With your moonbeam. It may be a little difficult, but we have that natural selection extension that should let you target him. Click on him. Because you have 2 tokens stacked on each other.
I didn't do it twice. I'm gonna hit him.
It doesn't matter, he failed twice, so roll the damage. Alright, this ooze is getting burned by the moonbeam, so the very primordial instinct of an ooze is at least it's going to try to avoid being damaged. It's going to try to move out of your moonbeam. Unfortunately, it seems to be stuck. The tokens seem to be stuck on the thing. I don't know why. Alright, we're just gonna say your moonbeam's over there. gonna move over here.
If I double click, it'll clear the icon. Well, it just took it off my board.
Yeah, I don't know why these tokens are stuck to each other. They shouldn't be. That's fine, that's fine. We know what it is. Dorak, now it's your turn. Your moonbeam is of course still over there.
I'm going to move my moonbeam over to him
Okay.
as my action.
That's a bonus action.
It actually costs a full action.
To move it?
Yeah, because the moonbeam does damage every turn, so if you move it,
wow.
it'll cost you a full action.
Oh.
And that's all I can do, other than move, but then he would get attack of opportunity.
Well, if he moved out of his range, he would. He could move as long as you stayed next to him.
I'm good, I'll just stay with that. Okay.
Anything else on your turn?
Yes.
Alright. We're back at the top of initiative with Typhia. Still holding concentration on banishment.
Okay, being in melee range of this thing. Let's see. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull out my greatsword, and I'm gonna do a guided strike attack on this dude that's next to me. Oh, that hits. Alright, it hits. So I'm gonna do some damage. And don't I get additional damage for the guided strike?
Guided strike gives you plus 10 to the attack roll.
Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot to...
Yeah, you would have hit anyway.
Alright. I guess I forgot to put the effect on myself. I guess...
But unfortunately it's a moot point because you hit anyway.
Alright, so I'll just save it for some other time then. Alright, and I already hit it, so... Right, and it's melee range, so... I think I already attacked it with my action, so I'm just gonna end my turn.
Alright, Naris, you're up.
Okay. Bonus action. It is bonus action to move my spiritual weapon, though, right?
Yes.
And attack. Yeah, so I move. The Watcher's Punishment, right up next to the ooze. Say, by my God, I shall defeat thee. There we go.
That's a hit.
Hit.
These oozes don't have very high numbers.
Kinda glad of that.
Lots of hit points.
Yep, apparently. Okay, and then I will cast Chill Touch. It's that same ooze. Why didn't I do it? Why ain't it working? Am I close enough?
You're putting on, I guess, the wrong effect.
I ain't putting any effect on right now. I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to cast it.
Are you trying to cast Call Kugu?
Yeah, that's what I see in the action.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Bad. Sorry, guys.
All right.
That's an hour-long process.
Actually, I can
Now's not the time.
This magical hand comes out and grabs it, and this cold aura flies out of your hands.
And it's a hit.
It is a hit.
Freeze! You.
I'm so sorry. It appears that you have found... Well, no, cold touch is necrotic damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Chill touch is
yes, you do
necrotic.
damage it. Necrotic damage. I got confused. I thought it was cold damage.
Yeah, you call chill touch.
It's a weird cantrip. I don't see it much. I don't see it used much. Because it's a misnomer. It's not neither chill nor touch.
That's what people think. You got to be
Yeah.
close to them, and it's actually a ranged.
Exactly. It's neither chill nor touch.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I guess you can
Well,
say
it's supposed to be
necrotic
a
kind
special
of
hand that goes
Okay, well, I will pass my turn.
All right.
Some damage to
The
the.
big green blob is still banished. Yeah, that's Clayton's turn. You guys really did well with banishing that thing.
Clayton's gonna move his sword over, attacking sword.
The sword hits.
Yeah, do damage. And might as well give it a big old punch to hopefully stun it. I'm not even gonna. Well, I'll roll the attack just to see if it hits.
It does
It
hit.
does hit. I'm not even gonna roll the damage for it.
It doesn't matter.
But
You
I'll
put
try it.
you attack it with certain monk vibrations, trying to put it to
energy
sleep.
into it.
It fails the save, so it is stunned.
Yeah, I don't want.
So it starts quivering in a certain vibration where it can't move.
That's kind of funny.
Good vibration.
You can't hurt it, but you can put it to sleep. Just sing it along with mine.
I wanted to try to get in between us and Paul, and that will end my turn.
It is stunned, but it still gets a recharge roll, and it looks like it's recharged. Leaves Rot number 2 also gets a recharge roll. Fails the recharge. It's going to continue attacking Dolrak, because that's what it's been doing.
A moonbeam.
Oh, yes. Go ahead and roll your Moonbeam on it. It misses you. Oh, just roll its save. Roll its save and then no damage. No damage.
That's what I was trying to do.
You were probably clicking the wrong effect. There you go. Fails the save. $17 points of damage. Chipping away at it.
Finished.
Anything else on your turn?
Oh, that was be your turn now.
That was my turn. Now it's your turn.
He didn't do his attack. Those two didn't do his attack yet.
He did. He missed.
Oh, okay. So now it's my turn.
I'm keeping him there because it doesn't want to take an opportunity attack.
Okay. Since he's still in the,
Moonbeam, you can still attack up.
the moon, does the moonbeam get to attack again on my turn?
No, it's once per turn on his turn,
Okay.
or if he moves into it.
Okay. Let's see.
But it doesn't cost you to move it, so you can just do another one that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep him in it. I think I am going to.
Well, this turn, because he didn't move, you can take another action this turn. You don't have to move the moon.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is another concentration, but so I'll end up losing that. But I'm gonna do the Searing Smite. I believe that's level 1.
Yeah, if you cast that, you're gonna lose your Moonbeam.
Yeah.
So, Searing Smite, when you cast it, it's a bonus action, so you just cast it on yourself. And then once you cast it on yourself, then it comes into effect when you hit. I think you rolled the wrong thing because you rolled a Constitution check on yourself.
Oh, I see what I did. My bad.
So you see the effects, the ones that say self. Just click the ones that say self and put the effect on yourself. And I'll take off your movement concentration.
I hit the wrong one. I hit Brandy and I meant to hit Searing.
There, just do it again. It takes a little bit of practice, and then you have
There we go. Okay. So now I go up and I swing my battle axe.
Alright, you do a total of 19 points of damage, including your serious smite. And I believe it's on fire, correct?
Yes.
What is your DC?
What is it on that?
It should be a proficiency bonus plus 8 plus your charisma bonus.
It's on the first page. Paul.
Okay.
That's something you gotta know.
Which one is it?
Proficiency bonus is up the top.
Plus 4.
So you have a charisma of 3. 16, which is plus 3. You have a proficiency of plus 4. So it's 8 plus 3 plus 4.
So 15.
So I rewrote your script. And that effect for Searing Smite, you can put it on top of the enemy. So this is what you do. You see, if you look at Searing Smite...
One?
No, the last two. The last Searing Smite is a concentration that you put on yourself.
Right.
And then the very last one is the effect you put on the enemy. No, you put that wrong one on the enemy. I'll take that over. You see the very last effect, Searing Smite, save 0, con DC 15, save damage, 1d6 fire. That one you put on the enemy. So what this does is that it puts a concentration effect on yourself, and what it should do is there you go. Every round it should automatically roll that. If it doesn't, then maybe sometimes the scripts don't work. That should be it. Anything else?
Yes. Nope.
Okay, Typhia, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm within melee range of this thing, so I'm going to attack it with my greatsword once again.
You have 7 more turns on your banishment. You hit it?
Hits, and then I'll use my War Priest feature to use my bonus action to do another attack.
That's a second hit. You destroy this thing, and a pile of leaves just flies in the air.
Somebody get it right.
That's good teamwork.
We still got one over here, guys.
Alright.
You still have 7 turns before your banishment ends.
Get off the pew, and then I'll go over here. And I'll end my turn.
Yeah, my bell's not ringing. So I guess it's my turn.
It might be a part of the settings that got reset.
Okay. Alright, well, go
Yeah,
ahead and
the
attack.
updates, I hate it when the updates reset all my settings.
Yeah, me too. So, alright. So I'm going to attack it with my spiritual weapon. First. Die. Well,
It gave you advantage for some reason.
yeah, I said white. Yeah.
Yeah, he's stunned.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And well, it
Okay.
has an armor class of 8, so it's
Okay.
But advantage, you have a chance at critical.
That's true. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna cast as my action, Chill Touch again. And not Kugo, I promise. And here comes the icy fingers again. And it's a hit. Freeze!
Doesn't freeze, it rots. Not cold damage, necrotic damage. So it doesn't freeze, it rots.
Okay, so that's the end of my turn.
all right. The green slime is still vanished.
Clayton's going to attack with his good weapon.
Hitting Clayton.
Or his dancing sword. His dancing sword. Hopefully. My turn. And then, in frustration that he really can't do much damage punching it, he's still just gonna punch at it again. And throw in a hand of harm damage into it, which is necrotic. Yeah. One key point, and second attack, punch it again, throw a hand of harm into it.
All right, that destroys the.
Because they're both very necrotic.
You destroy the slime, but Typhia, you're holding on to this concentration.
Yes.
At some point, it's going to run out.
Well,
You guys have like a couple of seconds before the concentration runs out.
I'm gonna run over here, get ready to throw these back in the center where that creature was.
If this thing is native to the material plane, then it'll come back. If it comes back, then I'll know it's native to the material plane.
Yes, you will. All right, everybody positioned.
Yeah, I'll move my sword over here. Back up more than that, don't I? I'm gonna throw a fireball at that.
Creature comes back.
Oh, it is native to the material plane.
Now it's consuming half the room as it splotches all over the place.
Watch it.
Oh man, how do I move this? There we go.
Whoa.
Clayton, we're continuing on the initiative. It comes back on the same initiative. It's your turn.
My turn, first turn. So I have all my actions, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go and just take the rest of the necklace and then throw it at it. Hopefully try to earn it deal level 2 fireball. And hopefully it will do some damage to it.
Because if you can't find the center of the mass, it's very hard to aim. So you burn off some of it, but not all, not that much. So it takes half damage.
So you said those guys can, if they can traverse the slime without any problem.
No, the slime is difficult terrain.
Oh, okay. So they can traverse it, but it's difficult terrain.
Yeah, it's all over the floor,
Yeah.
the pews, everything. The entire room is covered in green goo. and it's just expanding.
How do you increase the damage by one more? Do you need one more for that?
Hold the thing and right click.
Oh, right click. Okay. And hopefully it'll hurt quite a bit. And
14.
Okay. Oh, that's the end of the necklace. And bonus action. Try to.
Yeah, you got a lot of ones in that roll. It's not a good roll.
So I'll swipe at it with my sword, maybe. So, what I think it's center mass, I'll swing at it. And then their damage.
This
Actually,
one starts doesn't look like it's easy to slice through. Very thick, dense material, so it only takes a part of the damage when you slice through it.
And I'll just get in front of the.
Dolrak, it's your turn.
Is this would be like melee range?
Yeah, you think so, because you see that a big bulbous center of mass is located right there, even though the rest of it is poured all over. But you gotta remember, you're moving on difficult terrain, so you have to make sure you got the speed. You have 15 feet of speed.
That would have been 25.
Yeah, unfortunately, you don't have the speed to get all the way up to melee range.
I just lost my map.
Here, I'll give you that. So as you're walking through it, it's stuck to your boots.
So I got 5. Well, I know what I'll do. I'll just stay within 30
It's
feet.
thick, sticky stuff, just completely trying to gobble up your boots.
And I'm going to upcast Moonbeam.
I think you have exhausted your level 2 spells.
Yeah, but I can upcast at level 3.
Oh, that's right. So you have to change the mode out of combat. Because when you put the mode on combat, it automatically gets rid of your level 2 spells. When you finish all your spell slots.
Okay. So, targeting. So,
He fails the save by 1 point.
okay, upcasted.
What you do is drag out the damage dice, and then while you're dragging, right click to do an extra point. You just rolled the save again. What's that?
I hit the wrong button. I was wrong with the
You can roll another D10 to do an extra D10 of damage, and I'll just subtract it. Okay, I'll subtract an additional 8 points. There we go.
Dang.
And that's it.
Alright, that's Typhia, that's your turn.
I got the effect going, but
Oh, that's okay. At the beginning of his next turn, you just roll a save again.
Alright, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon. I'm going to upcast level 3. And I'm going to plop it right here. And then I'm going to target this guy with a Spiritual Weapon. And
Make sure you have the concentration effect on yourself, just in case you get damaged.
Yeah.
On Neris too, make sure you have a concentration effect.
It's not a concentration spell.
Oh yeah, I forgot. What am I thinking? What am I saying? Never mind.
That's one of the reasons I picked it.
Yeah, never mind. What am I saying? No, please ignore that concentration.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so I'm gonna attack it with my spiritual weapon.
You miss with your spiritual weapon. I mean, it's a 2.
Yeah, 2 on the die, but alright. And I guess that's my turn.
You still have an action.
Oh, was that a
bonus action?
Oh, well in that case, I'll cast Sacred Flame on it. I'll target him again, and I'll let me, and then I'll Sacred Flame him.
He fails your Sacred Flame. And he takes another 6 points of damage.
And now that's my turn.
It's Neris' turn.
Well, first thing I'm going to use my Watcher's Punishment and strike at the evil creature.
25 is a hit.
Okay, and I will also, as my action, cast Toll of the Dead. Did I do that?
No, I was just checking the distance.
Oh. Yeah, I think it's I think I'm close enough, right?
Well, all you had to do is move 5 feet forward, and you're not even moving.
Oh, okay. There we go. So that's a hit. Take the wrath of my god.
Another 7 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and move back again. That's my turn.
Alright, it's this horrible creature's turn. The center of mass slithers up right in front of you. The creature is covering this entire church area. And you can see that the ground around you begins undulating violently as the creature snaps itself back together to its original size. But you guys are caught in its snap. It does
It sucked all its slime in?
it sucks its own slime in, and it does an ability called Poisonous Snap. Everybody rolls a dexterity saving throw.
Just the ones inside the circle?
You have evasion on, correct? Okay.
I should. Yeah.
So you rolled a success on it, so you should be taking 0 damage. I forgot to target Tafia, so I'm gonna have to roll this one more time. And Tafia, I need to roll this on you because I forgot to target you. So I'm going to roll the Poisonous Snap again.
Man, that does some damage. Whew.
Wow, yeah.
The 2 of you are coated in Poisonous Snap because both of you failed, right? Yes. You are coated in Poisonous Slime. Therefore, on the start of each of your turn, you have to take 2d8 poisonous damage. However, you can use an action to scrape off this slime. So Clayton, you have an evasion, you rolled a success, you take nothing.
Yep.
It's your turn.
Yeah, jumping, leaping flip to avoid getting sucked in by
You
them.
do like a Matrix-like flip to avoid every single pseudopod that came at you.
What I'm gonna do is try to punch it. Successful. It's a hit. I'm gonna roll damage. Throw in a stunning strike, hopefully, and hopefully it will knock it out for a turn or so.
Ah, you do stun it.
Okay. Then I will put in another punch. My second attack. Roll damage.
This creature is not immune to your bludgeoning damage.
Alright. And then I will attack with bonus action attack sword. I know it's resistant to that, but many damage is better than nothing. And then I will pass my turn.
Gorak, in the beginning of your turn, you take 11 points of damage. You maintain concentration on that moonbeam that you cast earlier. You are covered in this disgusting acidic slime all over your body. If you wish to scrape it off, it'll take an entire action. Or you can just let it stay there, and you'll continue to take damage.
I think I'll scrape it off.
Alright, you use your action to scrape off this disgusting poisonous slime all over your body. You still have a bonus action. And your moonbeam's still up, but you've already used your action.
I'm dead. Yeah.
Sophia, you begin your turn by taking 7 points of poison damage as this acidic thing starts melting into your skin. If you want to take it off, you'll have to use an action to scrape it off.
Alright, I'll use my action to scrape it off, and then I'll use my bonus action to try to attack it with my the thing with my spiritual weapon.
The thing is stunned, and it should be giving you some advantage.
Alright then. Attack. Alright. Wait, this was not sacred flame. I do spiritual weapon. There it is. Alright, and then... Alright. And that's my turn.
Neritz, it's your turn.
Good job, brother. I'll try to hit him with my weapon as well.
Luckily, you're not involved in that big sliming mess.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. Okay. As my regular action, I'm going. Let's see. I got. How far away am I? 45 feet away. Okay. Right. Chill touch has a range of. Got 20 feet, so I'm good. So I attack that nasty thing with my chill touch again as my action.
You hit it.
Have some more ice. Be cold. Ice, come on, dead.
It's not ice, it's raw.
It's still icy cold because death is icy cold.
Okay.
Yeah.
It does not have a turn because it's stunned. blazing stone.
You start to see a fury inside of Clayton's eyes as he starts to punch at it some more. Serve some damage into him, hopefully. Not feeling that he did a lot of damage. He's going to attack again. This time he's going to put a hand of harm into it. Boost the pain a little bit. See the harm damage. And then take us away back over. Slicey dice. And rage is building up in him and he dies.
Alright, Dolrak, you're up. You still have your moonbeam.
So let me take stunning strike up. Down after.
Dolrak, you're up. He's muted.
Yeah, Dolrak, you muted.
I see what you're doing, Dolrak, but you're muted.
My bad.
Yeah, you hit it. There you go. Resisting a lot of that slashing damage.
Alright. So, it's my turn.
Oh, Dolrak, I just want to remind you, you actually have 2 attacks per turn.
Oh, I forgot.
I'll remind you now, but when we start the campaign, I have no more reminders for that.
Alright.
Alright.
It's easy to forget when you have to
It
play
is.
for 2 weeks.
Just imagine playing Pathfinder. Imagine what you're going to go through. Alright, Typhia, it's your turn.
Alright. I'm going to walk up to this thing with my great sword. I'm going to attack it. And it's not under the effects of stunning strike, so I'll just do a regular attack. Hits, alright. And then I will use my War Cleric feature to do a bonus action attack. Alright, and then that-
Where this thing
Hey! Come on, guys, we need to get rid of this.
We're trying.
What's your punishment? Take him out. My spiritual weapon done. Yeah. There it is. But he's not dead yet. Oh. Okay, as my action, I'm gonna cast another chill. Chill touch. The icy fingers are heading towards you. Yeah. Die, you ugly creature.
Not quite.
Look back at Paul and see that he's still practically working.
He doesn't
Making
even
sure he's
notice
okay.
what's going on.
He doesn't even notice.
Nope.
So I turn back around my attention and say, come on, fellas. That's my turn.
Okay, it's this Copper Slime's creature. Copper Slime creature's turn. He's going. These pseudopods come out because it looks like he has not recharged. So the pseudopods come out and they make 3 attacks, 1 each. First for Clayton. Miss. Second for Althea. Miss. And finally for Dolrak. Oh, Dolrak, you get hit on that one.
The most heavily armored guy. You gotta learn to duck and weave, Dolrak.
He's got a
Torpedo duck and weave.
like good at tanking.
You barely got into
Dolrak, luckily you're a dwarf and you partially resist the poison damage. However, you are now once again covered in this disgusting poisonous stuff.
Man.
Clayton's, you're up.
Queen's gonna punchy punch it. And that's a miss. And then missy miss. And we'll slice at it with the sword.
Sword hits. It's resisting a lot of this slashing damage.
Man, I have a warhammer.
Dolrak, you take a little bit of poison damage at the beginning of your turn. You're full of poison goop all over your body. To scrape off the poison, it takes an action.
I'm just gonna go ahead and move my moonbeam on it,
Alright?
which I don't have the icon.
That's
so we
okay,
just have
that's
to-
okay. For some reason, the icon is getting stuck to
Yeah. So, I don't want to move, so I'm good. And I can't do my other attack. I didn't attack, I just moved that, right?
Yeah,
I
you can't
do it.
You can't do an attack with you having no
Okay, so I'm done.
Typhia, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Divine Favor on myself. And then I take out my great sword and I go, Saloon, guide me in vanquishing this evil, and then I attack it with my great sword.
That's a hit. It resists a lot of that
Yeah, resist slashing damage.
but you nearly destroy this thing.
Doing a good job.
And that's my turn.
Naris, you're up.
Okay. It says, looks like we got him about where we want him, guys. I'm gonna take a swing at him with my spiritual weapon. Watcher's punishment. Destroy this thing. That little bit takes. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a hit.
And you deliver the killing blow.
Yeah,
Finally.
Thank goodness.
Got rid of that horrible creature.
For the god!
Sustaining this cathedral.
You guys are in this cold sweat as you fought off these disgusting blobs of ooze.
Queen's just gonna go and sit down on one of the pews for a little bit, catch his breath.
You guys sit down and you can see Paul is working furiously. And you guys have a Paul's like, I'm almost done. And you see he's already got 2 of these things painted, even though you can't see what they are. They're blurred by some sort of illusion magic. And he begins working on a 3rd one. And as he starts working on a 3rd one, the sun begins to set, and it's starting to get into dusk. You guys have you guys kind of sit around catching your breath. You have an hour to do a short rest.
Okay. I think what I'll do is I'll burn a hit die while I'm at that.
How do I make the spiritual weapon disappear? Just delete token?
Yeah, I just right click it and delete token.
Yep. Alright, and that's...
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, delete. Obviously, whatever you're concentrating on, you get rid of it because you're taking a short rest.
You take a long rest to get your spell slots back, or
Yep.
Yep.
okay.
Yes, but you guys unfortunately don't
wizard.
have that privilege at this time.
I can get all my key points back then. You put it there.
No, part of running higher levels in 5th edition is sleep the what's it called, the venturing day economy. That's what they call it. So you might find weird reasons why you guys can't take long rests throughout the game, because you can't let high level characters have free long rests. Otherwise, you can't balance the game. So there's always some sort of in-game reason why you guys can't take a long rest.
Yeah. Ever resting, Clayton trying to study his mind because you noticed he was starting to build up fury near the end. He's been trying to keep calm the entire time.
So as you guys are kind of you guys are just catching your breath out of this, you notice that the sun begins to set, and Paul is working furiously on the third fresco, and he just lets out a scream and drops to his knees. They're coming!
Alright,
They're coming! They're coming! And he looks at you frantically. Oh, the dead! The walking dead! I can see them. They're hungry.
Where are they coming from, Paul?
Everywhere! Don't you see them? And he points at the thin air. They're coming for me!
We'll protect you. Just finish your painting.
No! And he puts his back against the wall, and you can see this craziness in his eyes. He starts pointing at all different directions, and clearly there's nothing there.
Clayton, a little curious, is going to go check out the windows again, see if he sees anything.
It's silent.
What was that?
It's silent. I mean, you see the same dead leaves and trees. This time the leaves are dead. They're not moving. The wind has died down.
Paul, just remember your vision, what your mission is. We're here to help you through that.
You can roll some medicine on him.
All right.
Dorek, why were you using lay on him?
I was replenishing my hit points, my wounds.
On that, do I get a advantage on medicine roll because of the gauntlets I have?
Yes.
But it's still showing 17 wounds.
Why didn't you use hit dice?
Because I was using my lay on hands.
Okay.
Oops, I didn't roll it in the hour, but
Unless I don't know what you mean.
So when...
lay on hands is better for battle, actually. But
yeah.
The dice on the front with the HD?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know. Can I still do that? Get my other ones back?
You gotta ask the DM.
No, I'm sorry. What was that?
He didn't know where to grab his hit dice, so he used his lay on hands up to get his hit points back.
Oh, you did, but now you know where the hit dice are?
Yeah.
Okay. How many points did you cure yourself in that case?
It said 17, but I had 10 temporary, so I only needed to use 7.
All right. So we'll take the average. You know where your hit dice are, right? So the average of your hit dice, you have a D10, I believe, hit dice. D10 hit dice plus 2 concentration. Your average is 7, so just use 1 hit dice. So we'll just say you expounded 1 hit dice. Oh no! If you actually click it, it will automatically heal you.
You can take that back off. It was 6.
Yeah. So we'll just say you used 1 hit dice. That's fine. And then you can have your lay on hands back, the ones that you used.
Oh, I got you.
So did you roll the medicine?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. There it is. I see it.
I'm sorry, I didn't get it. I forgot to roll it in the tower.
As you're examining Paul, you think that he's beset by some form of insanity. It's part of the progression of the degradation of his mind due to his disease. You don't think he's not going to be able to function like this? Certainly, he's entered this state of paranoia.
Do I still have the quicken thought?
You do. You created all of those poultices to help him.
So I'm going to use the quicken thought on Paul.
As you do so, after a few minutes, you see he calms down. And he kind of wakes up again. He says, "What time is it? What time is it? I must complete this." Oh.
Are you okay now, Paul?
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. My thoughts they're clear again. I must finish. I can't leave this unfinished. I must finish this before the time is up. And you guys have been up for the whole day. You guys are pretty exhausted at this point.
Yeah, finish, Paul.
And
finish.
He says, "Oh, but I'm so hungry. Can we at least not have a meal?"
Not have a meal.
I haven't eaten anything for the last day. And Paul takes out, out of his little basket, he takes out a meal for everybody. It's enough food for everyone.
Oh, okay.
No,
Thanks, Paul.
You.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
good.
he comes join you at the pews, and this is a well cooked meal because Paul's a pretty rich person, so he's a pretty well cooked meal with some vegetables, some chicken. Obviously it's a little cold, but it's very good. And you guys are all sitting down, and you can see that Paul has just got this intent look on his face. He's sitting there kind of staring at the ground as he's eating. And he says, "Well, must have been quite a battle has happened here." He says, I don't even remember what had happened. I was so intent on my work." Oh, but he's like, "I can't wait for you to see it. It is utterly magnificent." He grabs you and shakes you by the shoulders. Magnificent, I tell you.
I'm pretty excited to see it as well, Paul. We're here to help you, so don't worry about the battles. We'll continue to protect you while you paint the wall.
He says,
Clayton, not taking him too serious, is just a little worried when the food is offered. He just smells it to see if it's real. This is a crazy man. I don't know what this is going to.
You don't see anything wrong with the food. The food was cooked by his steward. So you guys sit down and finish up the meal. Any PC that reassures, supports, or engages with Paul gets a boon as you finish up the meal. I guess, unfortunately, that's only Neris at this point. So Neris, you get a boon. You feel a power, a surge of holy energy kind of surround you as you're sitting there eating. And Paul kind of looks at you before he finishes up. He says, "I had another vision. There's something beneath this chapel. There's some sort of evil. It is what has corrupted this place in the first place, and it does not want me to finish." He says, "Before I complete my task, it will come up here."
Do you know what it is? Was you able to see in your vision what it was?
I saw I saw priests in colorful, beautiful robes. I saw priests holding sermons here, beautiful sermons where the birds had sung. The trees were bright and with colorful flowers of every hue. I saw happy parishioners. Some were human, and some were elves, too. Elves and humans together, sitting at the parish, enjoying the beautiful sermon. And as the priests gave their sermons, I saw beautiful lights and colors shine from a holy object placed upon the altar. I saw that, and then I saw the taint of some evil, some disgusting, grotesque blob consume this place from the inside. I saw the blackness. It came and it began to eat away at the walls, the beautiful art on the walls. It killed everything around this place. And then finally those 6 priests, back to back, trying to fight off this ooze, they were consumed too.
No. Is this the creature that you think is going to be coming up soon?
I don't know, but I could imagine that's what is contained below.
And Clayton's gonna say, Dorek, I'm gonna go check on downstairs. See if anything changed.
Maybe we should go down there and try to meet the creature downstairs.
So, as Paul gets back to his work and begins painting again, you guys go downstairs. I can put your tokens there. That'd be easier.
I don't know if we all can go down there, but...
Well,
I said I'm going down there. I didn't say you guys are going down there.
I think it's a good idea, though.
I was gonna say, Chiefy will suggest that at least 2 of us should be down there, if not all of us.
Yeah.
You go down there and you see that there's this shimmering wall is still in place. And you see beyond the wall there is that holy reliquary. There's a slate. Like a circular font. There are several tombs surrounding it. And on the slate there is a single golden and silver reliquary. And inside it, you can see there's a black substance that seems to be kind of leaking out of it.
This is not any different than what we saw.
Well, yeah, what you saw before, you didn't see that black substance. You saw there was something inside, but now the door of the reliquary has been kind of slit open, and this black substance is oozing out of it.
Oh.
You also see, you kind of look around the walls of where you are, and once again the walls are starting to undulate a little bit. These walls are gray.
The walls on the other side of the force field, on the wall of force, or in the room that we're in?
In the room that you're in.
Walls are undulating.
It seems like the cement that's holding the bricks of the walls together, it's starting to seep out of the walls.
Guys, this looks suspiciously like what happened upstairs. But the color is not the same.
No, these aren't the same, exactly the same as what you saw upstairs. But a very, very malicious looking situation going on down here. You know something's about to happen.
I wonder if we could take a bio break real quick.
Oh, absolutely. We can all take
It's after 9. So.
Yes, let's all take a little break. All right, moving on. So you guys stand there and watch in awe as this disgusting black ooze starts slithering out of the reliquary. The reliquary doors open and the ooze slithers out of it and then slides around. And you can see it's kind of sliding around on the floor. It is about medium in size. in its like native form. It is pitch black. It is so black you can't even see its features. And it slides around the floor, it gets on one of these pillars, and it begins to climb the pillar. You kind of look around, and then it climbs the pillar, it goes up to the ceiling and disappears in the shadow out of view behind one of the tombs.
Oh no.
We might get upstairs.
I think that's the action we gotta do.
Yeah.
But right as you're running up the stairs, you realize the barrier begins to shimmer and then begins to phase. It phases in and out. And you hear a brief electric zap as the barrier disappears entirely.
Which, the barrier where the door was? Oh, the barrier that
Yeah.
was keeping us from getting
Yeah,
in
that-
there.
You run up into the room and you see 6 tombs. 7 tombs, sorry. See 7 tombs, all sealed up. They look like burial, burial chambers for the priests, because you can see on top of the tombs they put the pontiff's hat for each of the priests. You see this beautiful holy reliquary.
Yeah, I'd like to examine the reliquary.
I know Clayton's still gonna run to the stairs to make sure it didn't come through the floor up there.
Now, is door
He
lock?
got the seat to go check it out.
Is door lock's divine
You
sense?
pick up the reliquary. It's elven in nature. You can just tell just from its design. It's very elven nature. It's got symbols of the Celadrine carved all over it. It's not devoted to any particular elven god. What usually happens is people put in their holy relic of that elven god inside of it. But it's a elven reliquary right here, and it costs exactly 500 gold pieces. Hint, hint.
There's no. Is that supposed to be a picture or just a?
There's no picture.
Oh, okay.
I could put in the picture, but
No.
you can just
No.
Google reliquary. You'll know what they look like.
Okay.
They're like a
I mean,
little golden box that people put in, like, it's a Catholic thing where they put in, like, the finger of Saint Michael or whatever,
I was going to ask if Dorlock still had his divine stance on, if he could sense any undead presences in the.
He would have to recast it.
Okay.
Does
I mean,
Clayton
that's
see that black ooze upstairs, by the way?
Clayton, you
it.
run upstairs, you look around, Paul is fiercely painting. The black ooze is nowhere in sight.
Like, I'll come running back down to tell the guy that.
Huh.
I don't think he's upstairs.
Well, this seems to be a elven treasure. Maybe, and I kind of maybe know a little bit about this. Perhaps I could take my feather and stick it into the reliquary and see if anything happens.
Nothing happens if you stick the feather into the reliquary. You pick it up, and there's just this, this real sense of divinity just emanating from it. A sense that this object is very powerful and important.
Do I see any writing on it or anything?
There's no writing. There are designs that represent the Celadrine, which are kind of applied to all the elven gods.
Okay.
Did the divine sense find?
There's no undead here. So you look around at the tombs. The tombs are sealed, and the priests' things are on top of it. When you go and you examine the priests, you look at the holy symbols. Now you can get close enough where you look at the holy symbols on the priests' items, like their staves, and you. I don't think you need to roll a religion, because you guys are religious as it is. So you recognize this as a symbol of Sune. She's the goddess of art. You don't see that black ooze anywhere.
Is there anything else sitting on this dais or whatever it is right in the middle of the room?
No, it's otherwise empty.
Is this a altar or a tomb over here?
Yeah, those are like little boxes where they put up candles. They put up little candles and offerings. Very ancient, full of dust, and you kind of look through it. There's nothing of any interest there, besides the priests buried here. There's nothing much of interest. There's no indication that there's any undead from your senses.
Is there anything back here on this? I know there was a mural or something on the back of this wall the last time we came down here.
Yes, there was a mural. I believe you scraped it off, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The mural depicts a priest kneeling before an altar to light a torch. On its flame, the priest is kneeling at the pulpit. I'm sorry, not the altar, the pulpit. And is lighting a torch, and on its and the holy symbol is kind of shining off the torch. The holy symbol has been scratched off, but now you recognize that this is a temple to Sune. The priest standing with a torch. All of us, the second part of this pictograph shows the priest standing with a torch, and the torch has now become a powerful mace and is giving off a golden glow. And then the third pictograph shows the priest defending against all these demons with this mace.
Maybe we should go up to the altar and light a torch and see what happens for us.
I think we already did that the last time. And
With the torch?
Yeah, with the torch.
I'm not sure what you did last time. You didn't do what this thing was depicting.
We just went upstairs and we did light a torch and stand in front of the altar or whatever that is up there.
I think we're gonna take the reliquary and put it on the altar.
Well, I want to. Can we? Is there any way? Do these boxes open? I would like to see if there's like a holy relic that could maybe activate this reliquary.
Those are not boxes; they're tombs.
Oh, so they're all closed tight.
Yeah, there's a stone lid on these tombs. The priests were buried there, and the priests' old ancient moth-eaten robes and the priest's hat and their staff is put next to the tomb.
So they're outside of the tomb?
Yeah, those things are outside the tomb.
Does the holy symbol of Sune happen to be on one of the staffs or in any of the...
They're on all of the staffs.
Well,
so that's how you recognize that this is actually a congregation of Sune. Which explains why Paul had a vision where humans and elves were worshiping together. It's very rare, but Sune is one of the rare faiths that had both human and elven worshippers. But this has to have been hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Sune has not been the faith of Sune has not been around here in a long time.
So if I touch the reliquary to one of the staffs, does anything happen?
No.
Well, perhaps we need to go upstairs and set it on the whatever you said it was up there.
All right, I'll put you back upstairs.
Dorek, what if you take the Tear of Thayloon and bring it towards the reliquary? If anything happens.
Oh yeah, I forgot about. Of course, I wouldn't know you guys had that.
Well, actually, you do because we showed it to you.
Oh, okay. Well, it seems like it's been weeks and weeks ago. Not just yesterday. Oh.
So you guys come back up here. What the thing was depicting downstairs was that there was a priest standing at the pulpit. The pulpit are these two curved things right next to you, not the altar.
Okay.
So you guys tried to light a torch at the altar.
Oh, okay. Well, somebody got a torch lighted here at the pulpits.
I give a torch to Tife and I'll take one myself.
I can't even see the map. It's still black.
Click on your little picture.
Now, is the priest standing behind the pulpit or in front of it?
I can see tokens, but everything else is black.
You can see your
Click on
token?
your
Click on your token.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to
What do you-
try it? I mean, you kind of look at, the priest is behind the pulpit, so you kind of know where to stand.
I'll try it too, I guess.
I would like to try it also.
Okay.
Alright.
So you take out a torch and you light the torch. Who's doing it?
I'll try it first.
So you take out a torch and light the torch and stand the pulpit, sort of the way the priests did. What would you say your level of faith towards your gods are? On a scale of 1 to 10.
You kind of broke up there, so I didn't hear.
What would you
gist of
say
that.
your character's faith to his god is on a scale?
My
of-
faith to my God is 11.
Okay. In that case, the torch, as you light the torch, the flame initially red turns white hot. And as the flame gets white hot, and you're holding it there, you look down at the pulpit and the secret compartment opens.
And what do I see? What's in the secret compartment?
Well, yeah. You reach in the secret compartment, you pull out a mace.
Oh,
Powerful magical mace.
wow.
Unfortunately, there's none ID'd version, so I guess you kind of
Oh.
deduce the power, its powers.
Mace of disruption. Radiant damage. So if I hold the mace up, does it do anything?
Mace shines like the torch,
That's
like
not
it's
light.
like it's shown in the picture. I'll put the mace in your inventory. The reliquary is also in your inventory.
Okay.
Keefe, try that over on the other pulpit.
Unfortunately, although you have the mace kind of emanates this magical power, unless you identify it, you're not able to attune to it.
Okay. Can any of you guys identify this mace? That's kind of out of my territory. Weapons and armor and such. Door lock, perhaps. Maybe Staloon can guide you to determine what this mace is.
You know it is obviously a weapon to fight evil, but unfortunately, unless you identify it, you can't discern its properties in order to attune to it. I don't think anybody right now has the ability to figure out how to use it.
Oh,
Yeah,
nobody
that's
has
L,
identify.
I don't have the identify spell prepared now.
You
And if,
wouldn't be able to. You don't have. None of you are of the class.
Okay, well,
Well, the only exception is you, Naris, who could possibly have it. Nobody else could possibly have it. It's
Have
an
what?
arcane spell.
oh, but I don't have it. Is that what you're saying?
No, you don't.
I identify it as a shiny mace.
You can wield it as a standard mace for now, unless you are able to identify its magical properties. You can't attune to it.
Okay, well, I'll just keep it in my inventory for right now because I have a +1 staff and I don't do that much melee work anyway. So
As you guys are mucking around here and you take out the mace, you hear some squishy sounds coming from the stairs. Something's coming. You don't see anything yet. Ah, I'm almost finished. I'm so close.
Did we bring that reliquary up here?
yeah, I got it. It's in my inventory. Does anything happen if I set the reliquary on the altar?
Well, you'd have to do that on your turn one combat.
Oh, we're in combat.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Well, let me put me back where I was at then. Okay.
We rolling initiative?
You can reroll initiative, sure. All right. Clayton, you know there's something coming out both sides of the stairs. You don't see anything as of yet. You're first in initiative.
I'll move over to right about here, and if I see a thing come out of the stairs towards us, if it gets near me, I will hold my action to punch it.
Okay. Gorak?
Oh, and I'll drop my sword.
I'm gonna use Bless.
Target your the people you want to cast Bless on, and then just apply the effect.
Does it meet +3?
No, it's 3.
That's
It's
3
3
okay.
total.
I think one of them can be you.
Okay, I'm good. I'm down.
All right. From the left stairs. Let me see. Oh, the creature does have enough speed. You see some of that gray stuff ooze out. And it reaches you, attempts to attack you with a pseudopod. But your blessing has given it disadvantage. That blessing of Sune has given you disadvantage against all oozes. It would have hit you with a 19, but it doesn't.
Thank you, Sune.
Let's see if Sune can protect you a second time. As another blob of ooze comes out. Sune protects you a second time. That was another 19 that would have hit you.
Wow.
This one, I'll let you, Clayton, you can have your readied action go off as it shows up.
Yep. Wait, why did it?
You land a critical hit on this gray ooze.
I'll throw a stunning strike into it, so it's not gonna get. Success, so it doesn't get. Yeah, it doesn't get stunned. And I'm gonna put my thing. Wow. Okay. And then back to that.
Back to the ooze. It attempts to attack you. Misses. Among the pews, you see from the floor, little cracks of the floor, an orange slime begins coming out. Something apparently even more horrible. I don't think it has the speed to reach you and attack, so it's going to ooze on over to you. Stay there. Naris, you're up.
Okay, I am going now. Is he blocked from attacking me? That ochre ooze, ochre jelly.
It can attack you. These things are amorphous, so they can take the space of any kind of shape. They don't have to be on a square.
Just wonder if I was behind
No, there's no
this
behind.
pulpit or anything.
This thing will just ooze over the pulpit to attack you with a pseudopod. There's no cover against these things.
Well, I'm gonna take a step.
If you do that, you will incur opportunity attacks.
I know, 2 of them, I think.
All right, you ready for those?
Yep.
Okay, here's one. Not gonna hit you with that blessing of Sune. Here's 2. Oh, he almost critted you, but that blessing of Sune has got your back here.
Okay, I'm going to continue my movement, go up here behind this altar, and place that reliquary on this altar to see if we can get some kind of magical power in here to help us.
You throw the reliquary on the altar, it begins to light a little bit. It apparently needs you to do something before its power can be unleashed. It's dimly aglow.
You pray to that god.
I'll pray to my god. Say, Naris, please bring the blessing of this reliquary to me at this time.
Your god doesn't speak to you directly, but you get a sense. You get a surge of power, kind of enveloping you. You get a sense of purpose, a sense of direction. You feel like you're learning something. There's some sort of power swelling up inside you. On your next turn, as an action, you may cast the spell that you just learned.
Oh, good. Thank you. And as a bonus action, I say, I shall use your weapon to destroy some of these, and I cast my spiritual weapon, which is Watcher's Punishment.
Okay.
And I deleted that icon. Now I don't have it on my sheet.
Did you really delete it? Oh, there's a way you can bring it back. If you right-click and do like that parsing thing.
The create item.
There's something about parsing. Yeah. Click that.
Okay.
Oh no, it's named Watcher's Punishment. That's why it's not there anymore.
Oh.
That's okay.
Yeah, I changed the name of it.
That's okay. For now, we'll just.
Well, now I lost the spell. All the effects and everything of the spell went off when I did that. That's okay. I'll just put in spiritual weapon.
Yeah. Put another spiritual weapon in there, and then we'll fix it later. I can fix it and get the icon on and everything, but just put another spiritual weapon spell in there, and we'll get it fixed.
Okay. There it is. Hey, the icon came too.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll cast spiritual weapon right here. And I will attack the gray ooze that's right beside of it. Okay.
There's a hit with your blade.
Damage. Okay. And that's the end of my turn. I'm sitting here thinking about what just happened to me, and there seems to be something's forming in my mind, and this is a gift from the gods, and so I'm kind of concentrating on it right now.
Typhy, it's your turn.
Okay, I am going to... You know what? I'm going to target this big guy, and I'm going to Sacred Flame him. There it is.
He fails to Sacred Flame.
What was that D4 about, or did I still have Divine Favor?
Blessed, you got blessed.
Oh, I got Blessed, okay.
I don't think the Bless should be adding D4 to the damage, should it?
Oh. That's what I was thinking, Divine Favor.
Divine Favor might have done it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
That's okay, I'll subtract, I'll take away 1 from the damage.
Oh, I still have the Spiritual Weapon in effect on my initiative tracker.
Yeah, you have to get rid of those constant, those things. That's okay, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I don't know how to get rid of them in the combat tracker, but alright.
The way you get rid of them in the combat tracker is you pull down the effects, expand the effects menu, and you have, that's how you get rid of it.
Oh, is it this one? Yep, that's menu. Oh, okay, I see.
Alright, that's the end of your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna end my turn.
You got more friends coming. Because another jelly shows up. Does not have the speed to get to you and attack, so it's going to move up to get adjacent to you. And we have another ooze that shows up. This one's gonna attack Lady. Misses. Clayton, you're up.
Thinking that these bigger oozes are more of a threat, I'm gonna come over here a little bit and help out Tife, and I'm going to attack the big ooze. Damage. I'm gonna try to put a stunning strike in it. Pounds down. Failed, so it is done. And then put my second attack in. Give it a strike. And in the meantime, my sword will attack one of these little oozes, hopefully. Doing some damage to it to take a... Maybe not. Good time. And then I will pass my turn.
Golrak, you're up.
I'm gonna go after this torch jelly one.
That's a hit on an ochre jelly. Golrak, you slice the ochre jelly with your axe. Do we know what happens with ochre jellies when you hit them with slashing damage?
I would say they get gooey oozy all over me.
Worse.
They split into two, probably.
And multiply?
You get 2 ochre jellies.
Oozes or jellies or... Oh, yeah.
As the thing splits in, but the size is small, should be smaller than it was before. So you get 1 here and 1 here.
Well, might as well make it 3.
Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him again.
Okay.
He's still targeted.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That's another hit. And it splits again.
Hopefully we can each time it does it.
Pass.
Okay, I'm gonna make this 1C. I gotta relabel the ochre jellies because they keep splitting. 1A, 1B, and 1C.
You pay, let's trade partner. You take care of the gray ones, I'll take care of the red one.
There you go. Okay, ochre jelly 1C. There's another one. I gotta resize it.
Do you resize it by hitting control or shift?
Control does. And you
Control
can
with your-
resize your own tokens and stuff too.
With the mouse wheel?
Yeah. They get smaller, but their attack bonus and damage doesn't change.
Well, that's a bunch of baloney.
Yeah, ochre jellies. Well, he misses. The gray ooze is gonna come over and surround you.
Come on, Ooze. You can't touch me.
Nope, can't. Ray Ooze number 8 comes in here. That's you.
Bring it. I feel a flank coming on.
Nope. We don't play flanking rules. We could, but the thing is like... Ray Ooze number 7 is going to slide in here. It's going to attack Tafia. They spread out their attacks. Misses. Ochre Jelly 1A is going to attack you. They gotta roll real high to hit you. Ooh, he's gotcha. You take 2d6 bludgeoning plus 1d6 acid from the Ochre Jelly. Looks like you fail your concentration. Your bless goes down. Naris, you're on your turn.
I feel I have discovered a new spell. I think I can summon some help, so I will cast the new spell that I just learned, which is Summon Celestial.
Well, do you want a Celestial Defender or a Celestial Defender?
I was just reading Defender, probably, for right now.
Okay, I have his stats ready for you. Tell me how this spell comes about.
You mean just
Describe
like
the spell. This is a new thing for everyone.
Okay. So as I'm thinking these words come into my mind, and I start muttering these words that my God has given me, and I raise my hands in a golden ball of light forms between my hands, and I look towards the gray ooze, and I say, "Come to me, my defender," and I throw the golden ball towards the ooze to the point where I want it to appear. And right in front of the gray ooze, a angelic-like creature appears with a shield and with a weapon, glowing and ready for battle.
Yeah, a portal opens up. A powerful angel of elven origin with feathered wings. Looking exactly like that angel pulled through for you. Appears out of the mist.
I just put the concentration on me, so...
The creature screams out in Elvish, "May the power of Corellian bless you this day," and unsheathes its sword. Anything else on your turn? The creature gets its own initiative?
Yeah, I wanted to also summon the weapon of my God as a bonus action. Or I already did it, didn't I? Yeah. I'm sorry. I wanted to attack the ooze.
Technically, I don't think you're allowed to do both spiritual weapon and a full spell at the same time. But that doesn't matter because you already have spiritual weapon
right.
out.
The last time I did it, I used sorcerer points, so I could count it as a bonus action. But yeah, spiritual weapon's already out, so it's a bonus action, I should say. So I'm just gonna go ahead and attack the ooze that's in front of me.
You don't. Yes, there you
And try to get rid of him. I will get you on the next turn, and then I pass my turn.
Ochre Jelly 1B is gonna move in. It's gonna attack that Celestial Defender. Misses. Typhia, you're up.
Alright. So, I'm going to... Let's see. I think what I'll do is I'll untarget this guy. I'll target this guy. And I will attack it with my greatsword.
You're wisely not slashing at the ogre jelly.
No. But I'll attack the Great Ooze with it.
There you go. Take out that ooze.
And
Good work, Tafia.
I'm gonna end my turn.
Ochre jelly.
Number 2 is stunned. Not gonna do it.
That's right. This one is stunned. Never mind.
That was a bit smarmy.
Great ooze is going to attack you. Oh, he breaks through your armor class. Not only do you take this damage, but the Great Ooze begins corroding your armor. Your AC goes down by 1.
Whatever.
While all of this is going on, something happens, and Naris, you turn around and you notice while you're in the hubbub of all this fighting, something horrible has happened. It appears that a pseudopod has reached out of Pole's painting and is grabbing him by the throat.
Oh, look out!
And you can see Paul's face just goes ghostly white, and he drops to his knees as he kind of lays down the final strokes, even as he's dying. He lays down the final strokes on his painting, and then he goes cold and lifeless and falls to his knees as the pseudopod lets him go, and then pseudopod comes after you. All right, the celestial spirit. Do you control him or do I control him?
I was thinking, I got his sheet, but I'm gonna have to read. But I was thinking it said that it had a mind of its own. When I was
I will control him for now. The celestial spirit takes out his heavenly mace and says that by the power of Corellian, you die this day, and lays it to bear on this Grey Ooze. Making multi-attack with a radiant mace. 17. Destroys the ooze. Then he turns to that ochre jelly and gives it the same attack. Misses the ochre jelly. However, with the attack on the mace, he gives Dolrak 10 temporary hit points. Or no, not 10. The D10. Sorry. 10 is too strong. Dolrak is granted 3 temporary hit points as just swinging this mace lets out this powerful healing energy. Alright, Clayton. You hear Pole scream out in sheer terror as he crumbles to his knees.
I can see that. What I can do for him, unfortunately. And I will...
Well, we'll say, since Pole's an NPC, we'll say he's kind of like dying, rolling death saves kind of thing.
Unfortunately, I'm a little occupied. And I will punch at the ochre jelly. Hit. First punch.
Good hit.
Second punch. Second punch.
Oh, another good hit.
And we'll throw in a flurry of blows. Attack it even some more.
You're gonna beat this ochre jelly to a pulp.
That's the intention.
Not much I can do but slashing.
hit. You got very weak punches today. There
We
go.
have a critical hit. Very nice, very nice.
And with a flat final punch for his attack.
With that final punch, you just squashed this jelly into the ground. It's gone.
Good job.
And with that, I will then take some movement. What does the gray ooze do to me? Oh yeah, that's right. I'll take a opportunity attack, and I'm going to try to go back to help him with.
Okay, let me give you a quick opportunity attack from the gray ooze. That's nothing. Continue. You go up and you realize the painting itself is now just undulating, and it itself has become some sort of awful ooze.
And then I will end my turn. Get the next to Maris, hopefully to help him out.
All right, Golrak.
I think I am going to. If I use a snaring strike, that's piercing damage. That's not slashing damage.
The attack part of your damage is still slashing. Even though, actually, ensnaring strike doesn't even change your damage effect, does it? No, it doesn't.
No,
You
it
can take the gray ooze that's next to you. Gray ooze, you can do it.
Yeah, the
Yes, I
ensnaring
can.
strike will do piercing damage on following turns, but it's the attack itself is still going to be slashing.
I didn't realize I could see
As
that.
long as you're wielding a slashing weapon, you're going to be doing slashing damage.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to go after the gray ooze. And again. And it's Jelly 1C.
Jelly 1C takes his turn, makes an attack on you. He's gonna miss. Gray Ooze, number 8, is going to attack you. He's gonna miss. Jelly 1A is going to attack you. He's gonna miss. Neris, the entire painting is alive and now in some sort of ooze. You can see its token behind you. It's called Cinnabar ooze.
Yeah, I couldn't read what that said. It said stripper ooze or something.
Cinnabar ooze. Cinnabar is a toxic substance often used for painting.
Okay. As I'm going to cast my Spare the Dying on Pole.
Okay, you stabilized Hole. But clearly he's in real bad shape.
Okay. And I'm going to quicken. That's the right one. Yeah, quicken mirror image. I cast it on myself, of course.
Okay.
No, wait. Is that concentration? No, it's not.
Mirror image is not.
Okay.
It's a very powerful spell for low level.
So, self, and then what do I do with the other one? Mirror image effect on both of them to take 2?
The thing with mirror image is there's no real coding for it because it's too complicated to code. So we just got to manually
I got one
do
that
it.
says mirror image 3, and the other one says just mirror image. That's what I just cast. So,
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. And let me mark off the sorcerer point.
Mirror image 3, just like it's like a marker that keeps track of how many images you have left.
Okay.
So something that you sit there and edit, and you can edit this effect on yourself or just keep an idea.
All right. And I passed my turn. So
Okay.
I got 3 images. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
when you first start casting it. The ochre, well, you have technically 2 images. One of them is actually you. The ochre jelly is busy attacking your celestial defender. He's gonna hit your celestial defender. Ouch! 11 points of damage on celestial defender. Typhia,
Alright.
what do you got to turn this battle around?
Can I see that gray ooze there?
Yeah.
Alright,
That
fine.
wall is just only like 2 feet high, so you can see over it. You can even attack over it. It's fine. There's no cover.
To it, and I'm going to attack it with my greatsword. I'll use my War Priest feature to attack it again.
I believe this is your last use of weapons.
Yes. I'll end my turn.
Grey Ooze is going to return the favor by attacking you.
Okay.
Ooh, almost an 18, but lands on a 2. Oh, I'm sorry. No, don't worry about that second roll. He only attacks once. The Cinnabar Ooze, however, is a different story. This thing has multi-attacks. Has 3 attacks.
Yeah, well, I got 3 duplicates too. It says in the spell.
Yeah.
Yep.
3 illusory duplicates.
So this is what I'm gonna do. First, what is the AC of your? First, what I'm gonna do is I want you to roll the d20 to see what it hits.
You want me to roll a d20? You said.
Yes, that's how mirror image works. So on a 7, which does it hit? Does it hit you or one of your images?
Does it say that somewhere?
It should say so in the description. Mirror image.
It's supposed to go up. Mirror image.
And roll a d20 to determine whether it attacked you or your duplicate.
Okay.
So you got to know how to do mirror image before you cast it. If you have 3 duplicates, you must roll a
You must roll
6
8 or higher. With 1 duplicate, you must roll 11 or an 11 or higher. It says.
Okay, so in this case, you have 3 duplicates, and it rolled a 7. Therefore, it's going to hit one of your duplicates. What is your duplicate's AC? I'm going to roll an attack.
10 plus 3, 13.
Okay, 13. It misses your duplicate. So you're good.
Okay.
Now it's going to do its second attack. It realizes that you're very hard to hit. It's going to put both its second attacks on Clayton. Both his other 2 attacks. First attack on Clayton is... Clayton, you got anything to prevent this?
Nah.
Okay, so it hits you and it splashes this this red paint all over you. The paint does acid damage. And then it's going to swing at you again, realizing that it can more easily take you out than Neris. Hits you again, splashing another big glob of red paint on you. This paint is very fine, and you don't think you can wipe it off. Celestial Spirit Defender. It sees that you are getting damaged. It's going to run up and help. So, it's going to accept 2 opportunity attacks from these ochre jellies in order to get to you. Miss. Ouch. It's going to run up to the Cinnabar Ooze, and it's going to attack the Cinnabar Ooze twice with its radiant mace. However, on these attacks, it gets to give you temporary hit points to try to keep you alive.
Is the super ooze like the entire wall, or just
The entire wall.
Okay.
That's a hit on a Cynical Ooze. And D10 temporary hit points for you.
That's good.
10 temporary hit points.
Man.
It's gonna do that again. This defender is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
That's another hit on a Cynical Ooze. 17 points of damage. I believe you get another temporary hit point because it doesn't say what to do once a turn.
Wow.
So I believe it's going to give you another 10 temporary hit points. Try to keep you alive even longer. That's another 10.
10.
You got 20 temporary hit points.
I feel the gods touching me.
Gladen, you only have 4 hit points, but you have 20 temporary hit points.
Feeling all that energy, I'm gonna into this creature, and I'm going to punch at the creature.
That is a hit.
And I'm going to damage into it. Hopefully try to stun it to prevent the scream.
Alright, let's see if you can stun it. Whoa! It rolled a net 1. You stun it.
Alright, it is now stunned. I'm gonna put the second attack into it. And damage. And then I will put in a flurry blows. Do you put another attack into it? You will here comes the second attack. And
Not
put
bad.
damage into it hopefully, and then I will have my turn.
You are still covered in disgusting red paint and you feel it burning into you. Unfortunately, this kind of paint you can't scrape off. Dolrak, your turn.
I'm still gonna go after the gray ooze.
Doesn't look like it can last that much longer against your assault. You roll a nat 1. Epically fair. You roll 2 nat 1s. Hey, I can't help you out there, man. That's your own luck. Poker Jelly 1C is going to come after you.
I deserved it.
Misses. Grey Ooze number 8 is going to come after you. Misses. Poker Jelly 1A is going to come after you. Misses. This is great. This is exactly what your character is supposed to do mechanically in combat. Big tanking. Okay, Neris, you're up.
Hey.
Sinopra Ooze is stunned.
Okay, I'm going to cast Aid as a level 4 spell to the on the angel.
Very well. How many temporary hit points?
That would be 20 temporary hit points.
Okay, I'll give it to it.
Okay.
Aid you can apply to multiple creatures. I believe.
Huh?
Aid goes to the multiple creatures.
Oh, so I can hit it. That is right. It goes up to 3 creatures. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So go ahead and give 20. Who needs it? Clayton. And
So how?
yeah, I guess.
Wait a second. What is this 20 hit points? How are you getting 20 hit points? Yes.
I casted it as a 4th level.
Oh,
as a
I
5th
see,
level.
I see.
I upcasted it.
Can you give any to Paul?
Yeah, that's why I said give it to Paul and me, I guess.
Okay, so can you give it to yourself?
Let's see. Choose up to 3 creatures within range.
No, I mean just can you put
The
the temporary hit points so I don't have to do it.
I don't know if I can or not.
If you can't, I'll do it.
Here we go.
Here, I put it in.
Okay.
What warrior are you giving it
Did
to?
the same time I did. I'm giving it to Door Block, myself. You already got it, right?
Yeah,
Or
good.
Clayton, sorry.
No, I have 20 from before.
Yeah, so I guess it's gonna be me, Doorlock, and Tafia.
Okay.
I mean, that's our whole. Well, no, I was gonna give it to the Angel
Yep.
and Doorlock. I'm sorry.
Okay, I did it.
You're confusing me. Okay.
I'm finished.
Yeah. All right, then I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And as a bonus action, I'm going to attack Ochre Jelly 1C with my spiritual weapon.
You hit it.
Okay. Axe. And pass my turn.
You give me one of them spiritual weapons.
I don't think it's in the paladin spell list, is it?
No.
Spiritual weapon is nice because it's not a concentration spell. It's something that I can do. Well, I'm concentrating on something else.
Ochre Jelly missed. Typhia, it's your turn.
Alright, I'm going to attack that Grey Ooze one more time with my Great Sword.
That's the end of the Grey Ooze.
Dead, alright. And I'll look up the altar and I see that, well, first I see Dolrak surrounded by a bunch of ochre jellies, and I see the angel at the altar and all the commotion, and I'm gonna walk up to, get this, I'll go over to here, and then I'll end my turn.
Okay, the Cinnabar Ooze is frozen, stunned. However, that pigment that's all over you, unfortunately, that stuff starts burning you. So, where is this? You are covered with red pigment.
Holy cow.
What? Cannot damage while stuck. Oh. Hold on, I'm going to temporarily take off that effect.
Yeah, I'll take it off.
Yeah, there we go. All that stuff begins dissolving your armor. It's all over your hands, your face. You go down. Even with all of those temporary hit points.
I could have used 20 more.
Yeah, I guess you could have.
The choices we make, right? The Celestial Spirit Defender has got your back, however, because he has a healing touch. Once per day, he will cast a Cure Wounds on you, brings you back up with 15 hit points. Phew. Clayton, your turn again.
Am I still covered in red paint and gonna die the next
It is kind of dissolved off of you and burnt off from it. It burned in order to do that damage.
I think the Celestial is gonna take care of that Senator Food. And
Watch out, if you move away from it, now that's not stunned, it's gonna
But it's still done until the end of my turn.
Oh, I forgot. It's the end of your turn.
and come help us out. Thorak over here, hopefully beat up some of these creatures here. And try to punch this creature.
That's a hit.
Don't know why. Oh, I was prone because
Yeah, let me unprone you. Because I think the prone effect I have to remove.
Yep.
There you go. Just roll it. You hit anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, even with half my movement, I can get to it. So, damage it. Hack it. Damage it. We'll throw another flurry of blows into it. Hack it. Wait. And after 4 big punches, and my turn.
Thorak. Are you finally going to kill that last Grey Goose?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try. I don't fucking want to throw any ones.
It's not hard to hit. Unfortunately, you need better than 1.
Yeah, but
3 will hit it. There you go.
You need to change your collar of your dice or something.
There we go. Now it's dead.
Wow. Got their attack.
well, all I can do is slash at them, so I'm not going to use my attack. And can I use? I can't use lay on hands either, can I? That's a.
You can't use after you've attacked because the attacking is the action.
I'll do with your fist.
You can drop your weapon and punch it with your fist, but I think the rules for damage you do with your fist are horrible. It's literally one damage.
Like 1d4 or something?
No, it's literally one. You have to have be like a special, like a monk or something, to actually roll dice.
Wow.
If you
I'll
have a
just go
feat,
ahead and
you
let
can be
it
a tavern brawler, I guess. Nobody does that. Nobody gets that feat. Alright, Ochre Jelly 1C is still busy attacking you. Uh-oh. Finally, the Ochre Jelly hits, and it's a bad one. There we go.
But I got those extra hit points.
I reckon.
Yeah, you needed them. It absorbed most of those, most of that hit. This Ochre Jelly is now going to attack you.
Watch 3 crits.
Don't curse yourself.
Neris.
I'm up. Like Alan, I'm gonna use Narlis's spiritual weapon. Narlis's spiritual weapon. Hunter's. Where's that? Okay, here we go. Hunter's punishment. Here we go. On Jelly 1C.
That's a hit on Jelly 1C.
What does Watcher's punishment look like, by the way?
It's a sword. That's the.
Yeah,
my
I'm
god
gonna.
attack.
I'll alter it for the next game to
Okay,
kind of make the
fine.
token better. This one is might screw things up, so I'm just gonna leave it as it is.
And I'm going to still have some sorcery points left, so I will quicken Chill Touch. I need to move a little bit so I can see. There it is. To attack the ooze slopper, or whatever he is.
Sinopper.
Sinopper, okay.
Yeah, Sinopper is a substance used to make paints. Very caustic.
Okay.
You believe this is some sort of paint ooze.
I can't believe that was a hit, but then I need my 2d8. Oh wait a minute, that was Chill Touch. Chronic damage. There we go.
bad.
And I will pass my turn and start praying again.
Alright, Ochre Jelly. Now it's gonna attack Clayton, who just joined the fight and beat it up a little bit. Is it? It's not stunned, is it?
No, it's not done.
Okay. Just wanna make sure. It misses. Idea.
Alright. I see 3 ochre jellies surrounding. I see this. You know what? I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna target. Well, I'm gonna target this guy. And I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on.
He fails. He dies.
Alright, and that's my turn.
Ready to go.
Uh-oh. Cinnabar Ooze looks like it's recharged something. Now, it detaches from the wall, and you can see the full size of this horrible thing. It's gonna come over and it's gonna make 3 attacks, trying to splash paint on 3 different people. First, the Celestial Defender. Misses. Then it's gonna try to splash paint on Typhia. Misses with a nat 1. Finally, it's old friend Clayton. Oh, Clayton, you get splashed with paint.
That sucks.
Again. And you went down with that paint splash.
Yeah, I was planning on using my lay on hands.
Alright. The Celestial Spirit's turn. Unfortunately, temporary hit points cannot bring you back from being unconscious. So, I think it's gonna come, it's still gonna try to give temporary hit points, but it's gonna get into Typhia. And it's already used its healing touch, so it doesn't have any more healing. So it's just gonna attack the Cinnabar Ooze. Oh my goodness, your Celestial Spirit is not rolling well right now. Alright, that second roll hits. He does his damage, and the light of the heavens shines upon Typhia, granting you 1d10 hit points. Clayton, we need a save. You're down. You gotta keep Clayton alive until before we introduce Tolan.
There we go.
He can't die before we introduce Tolan. All right, that's a success. Dorak.
Yep.
So, can I use the lay on hands on him?
You certainly can. You determine how many hit points you want to give him out of the lay on hands pool.
I'm covered in paint, right?
Yes.
He's gonna.
So, I'm gonna take damage. I'm gonna take damage again, right?
I'm gonna give him 45.
45. There we go. All right.
I mean,
45. Hold on. What's 59 minus 45?
That
Yeah.
no. 59 minus 45 is, 14.
14. You don't know. You might actually survive the. You might survive the onslaught of the acid. All right, Ochre Jelly is still busy attacking you. Oh, this one is gonna puncture your armor again. Wow. Okay, Ochre Jelly 1A is gonna attack you. That one misses. Neris, you're up.
Okay. Okay. I'm still standing beside Ochre Jelly 1C. I might as well use my spiritual weapon to attack him.
Ooh, critical hit.
Good job, spiritual weapon. It did. How come it didn't give the extra damage?
That's odd.
You want me to roll another damage?
Roll another damage. Just roll another dice, because if you roll another damage, you'll add the bonus.
Got it. That's +4.
Okay. So I'll have to just readjust it a little bit. Okay.
Still up though, huh?
It is.
Okay, so I do. We'll go ahead and cast Chill Touch again at Ochre. Okay. My internet's being slow or something.
Oh, you damaged the Cynical Ooze instead of your jelly.
Well, I was attacking him second.
Oh, I see.
With my spell, I was attacking the Cynical Ooze.
Okay.
Ooze, yeah. Yeah, I was correct. So, alright, I will pass my turn.
Typhia, you're up.
Yeah.
Idea?
There we go. Sorry about that. So, I'm in melee range of this Singapore. So what I'm gonna do? Why is it doing this? What the heck? Oh, why is it not out? Why? No. There we go. I'll target this guy. I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Divine Favor on myself. And then I'm gonna attack it with my greatsword.
That's a hit.
Good hit. 3 on the damage.
Not bad.
And that's my turn.
Cynical Ooze is going to begin to dissolve you with a painted splash. It did recharge at that ability, so let's see. You might survive this. Let's see. You do survive it.
Wow. Find some willpower there, buddy.
That takes the Ooze's whole turn. Celestial Spirit Defender. Let's see. So it has to get into... It is in range. It's going to try to attack it and give you some temporary hit points. That's a hit.
Alright.
Damage, and then... That's a second hit with a second thing of damage. And it's going to give you 2d10 temporary hit points for Clayton, who's the most injured.
Hey. That's a help.
Yep.
Alright, Clayton.
Clayton doubles back up and I'm like, I can keep fighting, and then he can go up to the Cinepros and try to beat it to death again. You can. But let's try to make it out. We've done it once again. Hopefully, after that damage. Come on.
It succeeds. This thing has a pretty high constitution save.
I got lucky last time, I guess. Anyways, I will then put my second attack into it. This time with some harm damage into it. We're using up all the abilities this time.
How many key
And I
points do you
will-
have left? You must have like one or nothing left.
What's going on?
Oh no, I just wondering how many key points you have left. You must have used all of them by now.
After I use this next key point, I'm doing jerry blows.
It is very rare that a monk, a high-level monk, exhausts all their key points. We see it here today.
Yep. And yeah, flurry blows. There. Damage. And then hopefully the last punch.
Not quite.
Hang on. Anyone else's audio just like cut out?
No.
I don't hear very well.
You mean Discord audio or the Sirius thing?
Discord audio. Sounds like you're like 20 feet away from your microphone from here. But anyway,
Mine's good.
I will pass my turn.
Check his volume. Maybe.
Yeah, or worst
somehow.
comes to worst, leave Discord and rejoin. That always fixes things.
Yeah, I'll be back in a second.
All right, Dolrak, you're up.
Okay, I am going to
There we go.
put blast on Clayton and the Celestial and on Tafia. Okay,
Anything else for your turn?
and that will be all.
Do you have the concentration effect on yourself in case you get hit? Don't forget that, just in case you get hit.
Well, I didn't bless myself, so but
It don't matter. You're casting the spell, so you have to have the concentration on yourself.
okay,
Because then it goes out off of everybody if you get hit.
okay.
So the one that says self, see self, that's when you need to put on.
Yeah.
I don't have one that says see self.
Should be.
No, you put the right one on yourself.
Okay.
Oh, he already got it.
Yeah, it
Okay.
doesn't always have to say see self, as long as it's C.
Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, these two ochre jellies are going to both attack you. One missed, the second one missed. Maris, it's your turn.
Oh. Well, for I am going to cast the Toll of the Dead. I can't say it. The big ooze.
It succeeds on the saving throw.
I don't think it does anything with Toll of the Dead. No half damage.
It's
so.
a cantrip, so it doesn't do anything.
Right. I am going to quicken haste and cast it on the angel, the celestial.
Alright.
And concentration. Oh, I can't do that.
Oh, that's right, you can't do that because you
can't do that.
you can't hold two concentrations.
Right. Let me take it back off him. Or you can.
I'll take it off.
Okay.
Full concentration on concentration.
Yeah. Sorry about that. In that case, I'll just I'll just still use the quicken and I'll cast.
You're gonna have to get one of your allies to cast wisdom.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that. I'm going to cast Chill Touch. That's a cantrip. I can't cast that.
I was gonna say you just can't
Chaos Bolt. I'm quickening Chaos Bolt so I can cast it at the big guy. That's the hit. Vibrate. So 1, 2, 3, 5. It's either I'm gonna do force damage. And in my turn.
Titan, yes, you're up.
Alright. I am going
Will you
to...
land a killing blow on the Cinnabar ooze?
Alright, I think I'll try. I'll just go ahead and attack it.
Not hard to hit. Congratulations. You get inspiration for landing the killing blow
Okay.
on
Good job,
the
Sophia.
boss of the dungeon. As you kill the Cinnabar ooze, all the other oozes, which are just aspects of it, melt.
Well, that was nice.
So you don't have to kill the other two ogre jellies.
So they just dematerialize. Nice.
So I'm going to take away the ogre jellies. So after that harrowing battle, you guys are picking yourself up, disgusting ooze and bits of gloop all over the place. You run over to Paul, and he's out on his last breath. Despite the fact that you've kept him alive, you cast Spare the Dying, and I think you gave him some hit points. He's kind of exhausted his natural life at this point, and he looks at what he's painted, and he says, "Stand me up, please. I need to finish."
I grab his shoulder and I help him up to his feet.
He stands up and he takes out his paintbrush, and you see his hand is just shaking, and he puts his paintbrush to the end of the wall, and he starts making some little splotches here and there. He doesn't look as calculated and careful and perfect as he was before, and halfway he did it, he says, "Thank you for helping me complete my life's work." And he dies peacefully. This is the natural end of his life cycle, so no healing will bring him back at this point. No raising of dead will bring him back. It's the end of his natural life, and he slumps down. But as he does so, you look at what he's painted. You look at the wall behind him, and the illusion disappears, but horrifyingly, it appears his painting is just completely ruined. It's just blotches, just spread paint like a Jackson Pollock painting, but not actually with any Jackson Pollock meaning. It's just paint splattered everywhere.
That's pretty sad.
Well, first thing I would like to pray to my God that He will guide Paul's soul to the appropriate place.
The celestial spirit says, kind of kneels down, and she puts a hand on Paul's face. She says, "Your work here is done." And she looks at you and she says, "Thank you. Summon me again, should the need arise." And a great swirl flies around as she disappears.
Pretty awesome.
That she was using the same weapon that Naris has now.
No.
Does that mean it's unidentified, or it's identified?
No, you have to go and identify it, said somehow. So you guys kind of stand there dejected after all of this work, this terrible time you've had here, this hard work, standing vigil. You look at the wall, and it's just a complete mess. At this point, this is the end of the night. It's been 24 hours since you first came here. And you guys kind of just stand around in shock looking at each other for a while. You kind of look around the rest of this chapel. It's otherwise empty. And then the steward shows up. The steward that you originally met when you went to Paul's house. And he says, "Oh, sir, my lord, oh my goodness." And he runs over, cradling Paul in his arms. "Oh my goodness." He starts weeping. He says he was such a brilliant artist. He was a great man. The steward looks up at the paintings. He says, and he looks just as kind of devastated as everybody else. He says, "We can't let anybody see this." And he goes around and he takes some tarps, like some of the cloth and the drapes, and he just goes over and pins them up over the frescoes. And he says, "I know you feel like you failed today. I don't think you have. You see, what you've done here, even though Paul was not able to finish his magnificent painting, what you've done is you've cleansed this place." He says, this temple, it'll shine again. I will put the word out. Please, will you at least stay here? Paul, I will have to arrange Paul's funeral, but will you come and see him in his funeral? You were so important to him in the last day of his life.
I would like to stay for Paul's funeral if it is possible with my companions.
I would be honored.
And
yes.
He says, I think our work here is done. I will take care of Paul's remains. Please, you can go back to the mansion. Take the rooms, the guest rooms. Please get some sleep. We'll hold a funeral in 2 days.
After all that, Clayton's a little suspicious that he's just gonna have us go away after all that we have done.
Says, well, if you'd like to help me, I welcome it. He's sitting there gathering Paul's things, and kind of preparing Paul's body, kind of wrapping it up. Doing the kind of funeral rites.
Right now, Clayton doesn't want to touch anything. He just feels like he has sunburn all over him everywhere because of all the acid that he was in.
He says Paul still had a lot of money in his treasury. I can help. I can help clean this place up. I'll hire workers, and we'll have this place cleaned by the funeral. And of course, Paul instructed me to give you compensation for the hard work that you've done in helping him. He says, I'll give that to you too.
Very well.
So he gives the party 8,000 gold. That's a big kind of portion that Paul wanted you to have for helping him. So I'll put that in the party sheet.
If I roll insight just to see if I detect any
malfeasance on this guy. Sure.
Any strangeness in his voice, or
Sure. You don't really think so. This guy seems pretty genuine.
I thought he was, but I thought
You never know. You can't trust anybody. With me as a DM, you can't trust anybody. You gotta look at your own teammates. You don't even know if they're gonna stab you in the back.
Right. I'd like to, even though I don't have a level 3 spot, but one of my oaths is plant growth, and I can plant in 8 hours. I can enrich the land and plant plants in
sure, that'll make
radius.
the place a lot more beautiful, a lot quicker.
And then also helps with food and everything.
Here,
I want to go check downstairs before we leave, just to make sure there's nothing.
No, there's no new changes to what has happened downstairs. Of course, after a long rest, your boons disappear.
Right. Oh, so that's too bad. I like that one I had saved me a couple times.
Yeah, you had a protection from evil ooze edition.
Whose edition? Nice.
That was pretty cool.
I'll offer the stewards help with Paul's things.
Okay, we'll help him gather things up.
Yeah,
and-
you guys help him for a little bit, but you realize that you guys are just completely exhausted. You've been up for 24 hours, sitting there fighting battles, and
yeah,
eventually you
true.
guys get so exhausted that you have to retire, and you go back and you take a long rest, finally, and you spend the next day or two. You spend the next day or two in the town of Bree. And it's a very solemn kind of atmosphere because word has gotten around about what has happened, and you realize that people in the town really love Paul, even though he was a bit of a recluse. People in town really liked him, and to hear that he passed away is very sad. So you realize that there's a lot of people in town that are more than happy to go and attend his funeral, and you realize that there's a lot of hubbub as the word starts spreading around town. And then furthermore, you see messengers kind of running into the forest, all different directions, just to kind of spread the news of Paul's funeral. So you realize that there's going to be a lot of people coming, in addition to just the people in the town. So 2 days pass, and you guys are well rested. You guys kind of spend the 2 days together, so the rest of the party fills you in, Neris, on what they've been doing and the actions that led them to come and find you in the first place. So you have a more full and thorough understanding of why they had come to find you and what they want from you when you're going to join them. And as the day of the funeral arrives, you notice that there are a lot of people coming into this small town of Bree. There are like wagons coming with nobility walking out, people of all different types, people who have traveled from fairly far away, far as a Baldur's Gate, to just come and visit his funeral. And then, Neris, you realize, in utter shock, that from the forest comes out an elven delegation. And Neris, you look at these elves, and you kind of start realizing right away these are people you know.
I look and I'm totally shocked, and I wave at him and run over toward him. Why are you here?
You run over, and the person that seems to be heading the elven delegation, by the name of Terius, looks at you, and you recognize him right away. This elf is somebody you've known since childhood. He actually is somebody who you grew up with in your town. However, this is also an elf that's given you a very hard time. He's somebody who has just bullied you throughout childhood for being partly human. He used to just throw rocks at you, have the other elves make fun of you. He comes over, and he looks very different now that he's kind of grown up to a mature man. He stands up completely straight, and he kind of flashes you a smile, and he says, "Is that Neris? Oh, I had thought I'd see you again, since you left our village. Quite a surprise to find you here. Are you here to attend Paul Kierson's funeral?" And you can just tell. I mean, this kind of burning rage just welts up inside of you as you remember how terrible he was to you in your childhood.
Are you Terius? I remember you. You were constantly bullying me, constantly making fun of my heritage. Why are you here?
He looks at you, and he kind of gets these gets a little bit of an offended look. He says, and he kind of stops for a second. Another elf, this one you don't recognize, appears to be possibly his wife, kind of looks at you and whispers something in his ear, and he kind of looks down And he says, well, Naris, you have to understand, I was so young at the time. It wasn't right of me to be such a bully and to be so mean to you. I apologize, Naris, if you would accept it. And he kind of looks at you with like a scrunched up look on his face, and you remember when you were a child, he has the same look on his face while he was shoving you into a ditch.
You know what? I don't know if you're being
You
sincere
can roll
or
an insight
not.
with disadvantage because you're just very angry at him.
All right.
Are we all seeing this, or is it just...
I mean, well, he ran over to talk to you, but you guys are watching him talk to this elven delegation.
You say insight?
Insight with disadvantage because he's very personal to you.
Yeah, I did it.
You don't think this guy can possibly tell the truth. He's a scumbag. He is a pretentious bastard that has made your life a living hell when you were young. And he says,
You know,
I'm sorry, Naris.
You know, one of the main reasons that I left my hometown and my village in this forest is because of you. You were one of the main culprits behind that. I don't know that I can believe you.
Yeah, he kind of looks at you, with like a forlorn kind of look. He says, I suppose you have reason to be angry with me, and I don't think there's much I can say to make recompense for what I've done. I do wish you to know that I am in line to inherit leadership of our village. I will be the next elder, and I don't wish to set an example. I don't wish to be known as someone who has been so horrible and cruel to anyone. And he says, but what brings you here to Paul's wedding? I mean, not Paul's funeral.
Well, I mean,
Well, you knew the great painter Paul Kirsten.
yes, we helped him in the last mission of his life. We helped him to perform the one thing that he wanted to do before he went on to the next world. We became friends, and we were asked to stay and help, not only be at his funeral, but to help with the final arrangements.
How fascinating. You know that Paul's art has touched many lives of not just humans and human worlds, but of we elves as well. He has inspired much, and he has created beautiful, magnificent paintings that hang upon the very halls of Soldanessar. He says we all owe him great gratitude for the beauty he's brought upon this world. And I hear he has revived the Temple of Sune.
Why, yes, that was the last mission that he saw in a vision. An angel brought him the vision to save that cathedral and to cleanse it, and then he was able to do that before he passed away. And yes, his paintings are just unbelievably lifelike. He has many in his house that we were able to look at over time, and much appreciated, and it is a great loss to our world, but a great gain to the next world.
You know that this temple, it had been lost even to Elven history. It took us a long time to find even the records that it had existed. It was a place in primordial times, in the ancient times, only a few decades after the Dale Reckoning, one of the first joinings of humans and elves here on the very far west of the Sword Coast. A temple that welcomed blood of both humans and elves. It was a magnificent sight, and it had disappeared in history. No one had known what had happened. And to find it now, this is a treasure for both our races. He says, and he kind of looks at you, he says, I wonder, all these years, you left our village quite suddenly without telling anyone, without saying where you were going. Why have you not returned? return to your home?
I was given a blessing from our God, Narlis, and it is my intention to go around and share that blessing with as many people as I can, and to try to stop the bullying of half-elves and other unloved races. And
he says, I cannot excuse what I have done as a child, but do you truly feel that our village is no longer a home for you?
I do not feel that the village is not a home, but I do not feel that it's time for me to come back to the village yet.
He says, very well. Let us attend the funeral. It has almost begun. And all of you walk together back up to the cathedral, and when you enter it, you realize it's quite different. It appears that the steward has been able to hire a lot of men, and a lot of people willingly volunteered from the town to come and clean it up. It has been completely cleaned out. The other monsters that you guys have not been able to clear, they've managed to clear in the village, inside the cathedral. And you realize it's kind of got a new layer of paint. With Dolrak's spell of reinvigorament of nature, there's trees and vines growing across it. It's looking a lot like it probably looked like hundreds of years ago when it stood as a temple to temple venerating Sune. And you guys enter the temple and you take your seats at the pews, and there's a speech going on. It appears to be a human from the city of Kalenport, and he is just lauding the beauty and the magnificence of Pohl's paintings. He says, "Oh, is my heart's rapture at what Pohl has done. He was such a great man. He was humble with his skills." And he continues on for a couple of minutes, and then a few more people go up and speak one at a time. Who's sitting in the front? I guess Neris, are you sitting in the front?
I'd probably sit in the front.
Who's sitting in the front?
Neris.
Neris.
We haven't really taken seats.
All right, Neris, you're sitting in the front. I'll put type. As you hear him speak, you realize there's an altar, and Pohl's body is kind of refreshed. There's some flowers put around it. It's kind of placed with an open casket for the funeral. And Neris, you look at behind Pohl. Unfortunately, his last attempt at a painting that was a disaster. Now there's a very fine drapery placed on the walls, and it's beautiful looking kind of drapery with a symbol of Sune on it, kind of covering his last attempt at a painting. And Neris, you look at it and you notice that one of the pieces of drapery is falling down. Kind of slowly, and then after that, your friend Teris goes up, and he actually speaks, and he says, "I have only met the great Pohl Harrison once during his life, but it was a magnificent meeting." And he looks around. For you see, I've only commissioned one painting from Pohl, but the painting that he offered me meant so much that I had never forgotten him from my memory. I know of many elves of our kind that venerate this man because of his art and his beauty. Even the halls of Soldan Necessar are full of paintings by Pohl Harrison. He says, when I met Pohl Harrison, I had told him a story of how my father, when he was young, had undergone a mighty quest to slay the dark dragon, Crimson Glow. He climbed upon the mountain with his bow in his hand, and he enchanted his arrow with power of holy magic, and when Crimson Glow flew by under the underchasm, he shot one arrow and it pierced his skull, and Crimson Glow was laid to rest there. He had saved an entire village with his heroic actions. And when I told this to Paul, Paul had provided me with a most magnificent painting. He had never met my father, never even seen this dragon, and yet he had depicted it so perfectly. And I showed this painting to my father, and my father was amazed to see that anyone can paint something simply from description, simply from the transfer of emotions. That was the power of Paul. And he continues on his sermon. And Neris, you recognize that behind that tapestry, now it's starting to fall down. It appears that the ropes holding that tapestry up was not fastened properly. And the tapestry is starting to fall down, but behind the tapestry you realize that there's a formed image. Like it's not that splotch of paint anymore.
Well, I look at the tapestry and keep hearing Terrace drone on and on and on, and I get up out of my seat and I run up to the curtain. I pull the rope clear out so that the curtain will fall down.
You pull the rope out, and all three tapestries fall down, revealing perfectly painted 3 perfect paintings behind them. This is a 3-part painting, a triptych, as reflected by all the art done in this cathedral. You see the first painting. You look at it and you automatically see how familiar it is. It appears to be a painting of your grandmother being visited by a white dove. You look at the second painting, and you see it is a painting, almost a perfect depiction of yourself coming over to the door and speaking to Paul while he is sitting in the chair. And you look at the third painting, and it appears to be a painting of you. It is a painting of you and Dolrak, and there are 2 figures there that you don't recognize. Appears to be like some sort of looks like a gnome, and it looks like, and then finally you see some sort of cat-like humanoid, and the 4 of you are sitting around in the circle with your hands placed upon this shard, this magical shard, with a powerful light shining through. And as this drapery falls down, the entire congregation just is gasps, as it is just so beautiful.
I look at Dolrak and I look at the audience and I say, "Is this a prophecy?"
And then Terrius turns around and looks at you and looks at the painting. Unbelievable, he says. He says, that there was nothing there before. It was I who brought the tapestries of Sune to cover up the mistake in the paints that were there before. How could this be?
These paints have obviously been touched by the gods.
And Taris comes to you and he says, I recognize that woman. Is she not your grandmother?
That is my grandmother, from whom I received word that I would receive the blessing of Narlis and Alar.
He says, the blessing of Sune herself lies upon you. And he kind of looks at you. He says, you may never forgive me for how I have behaved, for I was just a child. And he says, but I want you to know that you shouldn't judge us and your own home for the mistakes that I have made in my own foolishness when I was a child. He says, It does not matter if you are elf or of human blood. The forest is your home, and our village is your home. And he says this and extends a hand to shake you, for you to shake.
I look him in the eye and I said, that is the lesson I believe that Sune was trying to teach us all. Doesn't matter if you're human or elf. And I grab a hand and I shake it vigorously.
He kind of smiles and and then retreats. And it seems to be the end of the funeral unless you have anything to say on Paul's behalf.
Having just met Paul, I was just blown away by his presence, and even as old as he was, and he was wheelchair bound when I first got there, but I could tell he was a great man. And looking at his paintings when I found out he was the one that did them, I was amazed, as I am still amazed. And as I have said, the world has lost a great artist, and not only that, he painted with his soul. And I was so glad that I was able to meet him, and he brought me together with these boon companions as well. I think this is our destiny. And I'm so happy, and I know that he is in a good place right now.
And with that, the entire congregation cheers and claps, and the funeral finally comes to a close, and Paul is laid to rest, buried deep among the priests, deep down in the tombs below, as they begin to reconstruct the temple of Sune here. So the party, after spending another day or two, kind of, saying their goodbyes, you guys head back. Now Neris following the rest of the party. You guys, after a couple of days, head back to Waterdeep. You go to the priestess, and just like before, she invokes this ritual to attune the Tear of Selûne and to find the chosen of Selûne. And as she does this, you guys see the waters bubble deep within the Temple of Selûne. You see the waters bubble as the high priestesses of Selûne are frantic in their incantations and completely consumed by the power of the magic. And you guys see the skies are very clear, and you see clearly the image that is put before you is the image of the Sword Coast, very recognizable. As a matter of fact, this is the Sword Coast. You know that this is the area of the Sword Coast, right between Neverwinter and Waterdeep. A road that you have traveled very well. Everybody has traveled. This is called the High Road. You follow along the High Road. You see that it kind of zooms in along the High Road, and it branches off the High Road into a smaller road. And along the smaller road, you see what appears to be a kind of a caravan. It's a very colorful caravan. There's a lot of pretty rainbow colors strewn all about it. There's a lot of different toys and dolls hanging off of it, and the caravan's kind of moving along. There's two covered wagons along the caravan, and you see that the caravan stops by. It's a small unnamed village that the caravan stops by. It stops, and then inside the caravan doors open, and a few of these acrobats and actors come out, and they start cheering up the people in the village for coppers. They start cheering up, and the little kids come running, and they're all excited to see the show. And they come running to see what the show is about. And these acrobats begin dancing. They do their fire swallowing, sword dancing, and everybody's kind of huddled around having a great time, and they're throwing coppers. And then you see out of the caravan suddenly show up these two cat-like humanoids. At this time, can you please introduce your character, Tiny?
Yes.
So tell them what she looks like.
Okay. She is a young young tabaxi. I guess if you can imagine like a tortoiseshell cat, like black and light brown, but like kind of messy with well, I wouldn't like the first, like it's like very like her fur pattern is like, it's like light and white brown. Like if you know what a tortoiseshell cat looks like, it's that. But it's like, but she looks kind of like a marble cake in a way. But that's, and thus her name, Tiny Marble Cakes. She wears like a baby blue dress and has a matching ribbon in her hair, and she's very childlike in her personality. And the other tabaxi that came out with her, it happens to be her mother, and she looks up to her mother, and like her mother pretty much taught her everything she knew. And then,
well, what are they doing? These two people are these two little cats, these tabaxis. They are heading this caravan, and they come out last after everybody else has already done their little acrobatics. And the people in the village are just like amazed to see these cat-like humanoids, and these cat-like humanoids are even speaking to them. So all the kids and all the people in the village just come out just to see this huge spectacle. What are they doing? What are the two cats doing? Remember, you don't know them. We're only getting an image through a cloudy mist.
well, they're doing a performance of like song and dance. They're singing, dancing, and playing their guitars or whatever the Forgotten Realms equivalent of that is.
Lute?
Yeah, it'd be a lute.
And they're putting on an excellent performance.
So as they are putting on this performance and they're singing and dancing, you guys kind of look around the crowd and you notice that in the crowd there seems to be two gentlemen that don't really look like they belong in the crowd. There's a halfling man, and then there's another guy. They kind of look like they're bandits or something like that, the way they're dressed. One of them has an eye patch. They're carrying weapons, so they don't look like they're part of the village. They sit there, they're kind of sitting back. They're also enjoying the show, and they're throwing out some coppers, but they're sitting back, and they look like they're conspiring. And also, the last thing you guys see before the vision fades is you look into the forest, and a dark hooded figure walks out of the forest. You can't pierce the hood to see the face, but it looks like to be a female figure. Comes out of the forest very slowly and very intently. Comes to the edge of the forest, folds her hand, and just watches the whole scene. And you guys know where to go.